So, guys, welcome back to the show. We got James with us today. James and I, we go back. James was actually one of my students in George Brown College 6, maybe 7 years ago.
Yeah, I think I graduated 2017, I think.
17?
16.
Okay.
I graduated.
So, further back.
Yeah, maybe 10 years.
Even further back. So, James is a professional contractor our days. He's a carpenter.
Yes, sir.
And James, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, man.
Thank you for
nice
being
to
here.
see you again.
Archie, thanks for being here as well. Now, we're still going to leave the footage from before, but we just need this intro.
Yeah, I got to do that.
So tell us about, tell me what you were just saying. That's an awesome
So
story.
the old man I worked for, his name was Carmelo.
Mm-hmm.
And the first job it was in Streetsville. It was a custom house. All hand-cut roofs, dormers, huge 3-ply LVL ridge beams, like massive. He's looking at the drawings. He goes, this roof won't work. I said, the roof won't work? He goes, you won't get these pitches together at the dormers. They won't work. The walls are going to have to come down. We get to the roof, follow the plans. You have to chop the walls down 1.5 feet to get the roofs to plane together. I looked at this guy like, what? You could tell me to start at the roof and come down, even though it's impossible, and I'd believe you. Because he was a wizard. It was unbelievable to learn from that guy.
So you know what I was always surprised about framers specifically? Not surprised, but actually it's crazy. The amount of IQ you need in order to understand that building in 3D, all the framing, before you even start the job.
Yep.
Architectural drawings are usually not sufficient. Well, not architectural. Permit drawings are not sufficient enough to
frame a house, pretty much. They need to be more.
So having somebody like that, so professional, that would be able to look into those 2D drawings, imagine that structure. And sometimes, the pitches, as you know, are not coming exactly the same as
irregulars. You get two different hip styles or whatever it is. You got a 12 here and
it's such a
9
high
here.
IQ, man.
It's all the supervisors and mostly the supers that I've seen on all job sites, they all were carpenters at one point.
Yeah.
Because you need to, you got to know, you can't know everything. You can't know everything about plumbing and electrical and HVAC and bricklaying and vapor barriers, but you need to understand a bit of it. And you need to understand that, you can have floor joists land on flanges, which I've done a few times. You got to know where the chases for the HVAC work is going to go. How much do you leave for the bricks on the side of the wall? What kind of house are we building here? Are we building like airtight, super energy efficient, like 0 air changes an hour? Or are we going like builder-ish, kind of throw it together, make it look decent? Like, you know what I mean? There's tiers.
What kind of finish on the outside of the wall? And all that.
There's tiers to it, right? Like, how are you insulating?
Yeah.
Fiberglass, blown in, you're spraying, you're using vapor control because if you spray enough foam, you don't need it. You can get that barrier there. So, I don't know. It all kind of depends on what you want to do. So, what I did with him is we did just subdivision work for a long time. But he always said, it doesn't have to be rough framing. I know they call it rough, but it doesn't have to be rough.
It should be pretty exact.
It needs to be exact. I want to bang my walls tightly together. I want to force them together. I don't want big gaps. Like when you build like a tall wall, for example.
Also, eventually it dries out and it shrinks.
Yeah, exactly. Or you have just rotten lumber to begin with. I've had a few of those where I
you don't even know how many jobs I've seen where the framing is just chewed out. Like literally, you look at it and you see that it wasn't even cut.
No, it's
by somebody professional.
It's garbage lumber now. It's not old. It's new growth. It grows for 5 years. You could look at the growth. Go cut a wall out from a house, a double brick house somewhere in Toronto here. Look at the grain and go look at a regular 2x4 grain.
Yeah.
Spaced out, peak, will break.
Years.
Those old ones, just 200. Who knows how old those trees were when they got here? They could have been grown for thousands of years before they knocked them down. That's why those things still stand, because they're not supported well. They're overspanned everywhere, but they work. So these new houses, I don't know, the lumber's, it's quick. How you got 500 houses going up in a subdivision. They're growing the lumber quick. The plywood's coming quick, and it's all OSB. It's all water touches it, it expands. It blows up. The subfloors, the sheathing on the walls, even the lumber. Like it just...
Sheathing on the walls. I know literally engineers, architects that would design their houses without any sheathing.
No, diagonal bracing.
Just insulation. Just insulation.
Just plank on the side. It's
God, the house is
bad. Well, during COVID, right before COVID got bad when I was still framing, a sheet of plywood was like $200. OSB.
Yeah.
Like we used to make them as like...
And a 2x4 was like $10.
Oh, yeah. Well, I just went...
At a certain point, it was almost 11.
I was just at Home Depot today. A 2x12 by 16 feet is $73. That's a joist. That's one joist in a house.
Yeah.
73. What?
Yeah.
It used to be like $35.
Yeah.
And that's not pressure treated. That's just standard lumber.
Yeah.
So, I mean, no wonder housing is through the roof. Because
It's crazy.
Even customers, the worst was with COVID. I'd give them an invoice or a quote and say, this is only good for a couple days. Because tomorrow,
You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow.
everything could blow up. And then what? I'm just going to go broke for no reason? No, it's not happening there. So, yeah, the subdivision work was nice. You learned a lot. I learned a lot of structure, a lot about how the house got to go together, what not to do, how to make the other trades happy, like leave space for bricks, and, let the drywall guy do his thing and have the bulkheads nice and the back framing and all that junk. And it was a great experience. And then I just I was still young. I'm 29 now. I'll be 30 soon. But when I went on my own, I was 25, still at home, no kids. It's like, why not give it a shot now?
No kids yet, eh?
No, well, just got engaged, so.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. So that's something new. But yeah, man, it was a good experience. And
Can I ask like noob questions?
Go ahead.
Because you mentioned new wood versus old wood.
Yes.
What would be what would be the main difference in terms of quality?
For regular people, if you could explain.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not, I don't know anything.
Traditional old lumber used to be 2 by whatever it said. So a 2x4 would be 2 inches by 4 inches. They are also bigger and they're also smaller. So you get into homes in Toronto with the wave going on because not everything is dimensionally the same. They were cutting them by hand on saws that ran on a pulley. Not like we got machinery now. But that lumber, it's considered old growth lumber. It grew in a forest here somewhere for 1,000 years, 500 years. Who knows how long it grew before you started industrializing it, started doing lumber. Well, that was all for England anyways, when Napoleon stopped the lumber flow. That's why Canada became the lumberjack and all that, because the British needed wood. They needed white pine, to be exact, because it could float and you could build boats out of it. But here, that old growth lumber was hard, like very dense lumber, hard to even nail into. Even when you're doing Reno work.
Oh, what?
Oh, yeah. Like my nail guns, the nails will stay proud sometimes on the hard stuff when you shoot them, because it's just, the fibers are so dense. The rings, when you chop the tree, the ring growth, they're so tight and there's so many of them that the tree's super dense.
I see.
The fibers are dense.
So you would see tons of small rings. Our days, what happened, the trees are not growing enough.
Not long
and
enough.
the fibers are not dense enough. And therefore, when you see a 2x4, you could see a big ring inside. But what happens is when you actually shoot nails in it, because the wood is not dense enough, it can split on you.
Yeah, the fibers want to open up. I mean, that's how a nail works. Is it's not sharp enough to break the fibers, but enough for the friction to hold the nail in place. You know what I mean? It's not ripping through it, because then the nail would just pop out. It's all friction based. That's why nails have some coating on it. Sometimes when you shoot them in.
Yeah, but the fact about nominal, even nominal lumber, that's what you call the new 2x4. It's 1.5 by 2.5, because what they actually do, I'll expand a little bit on what you said. They still make them 2x4.
The rough cut.
But exactly, the rough cut. But when it goes through the machinery, it actually goes down to 1.5 by 3.5.
So
so that's why
is it called
they
2x4?
still call them 2 because
go to the store and say I need 1.5 inches by 3.5. It's too much of a mouthful, and that's
there's going to be an SOS sign on the
and then it switches.
True.
Because you get a 2x6, that's 5.5.
Yeah.
But when you get to the 2x8, you're now at 7.25. You get to 2x10, you're at 9.25. You get to 2x12, you're at 11.25. So it's that's nominal.
Yeah.
But the old stuff, it was so hard, and it's hard to rot because it's dense and it doesn't rot like regular lumber rots, and the bugs don't like it because it's such a hard
too
lumber.
dense. It's difficult to eat.
They don't like
Oh, it's too hard for them to eat, basically.
they don't like it.
Oh, termites love the new lumber, man.
But the problem with it is it wasn't new lumber. Now you get a stack of 100 2x4s, you'll probably have 90 of them actually at 3.5. You may have some here and there that are kind of off. The old stuff, that's why you needed to lath and plaster the walls, because you have a lot of in and out in the wall. You got to find what's out the most and build everything out to the most. And that's why they would bang the strips of lath, plaster the wall, and then just keep adding it to get it somewhat flat. Same with floors. I go into houses in Toronto, even Hamilton. I do a lot of work out there too. Which side do you want nice? Do you want the top nice or the bottom nice? Because the lumber's not the same height. So you're going to have to pick which one you want. Usually you get the floor nice, and then whoever has to finish the ceiling.
Which is also a lot of work, checking where the crown is and all that. It's just taking you sometimes an hour just to go through and just mark where the crown is.
That's framing 101 too, is I would open a pack of lumber. Certain things matter, certain things don't. Doors matter. You got to put the good studs around the doors.
Yeah, because then you're not going to be able to close it.
Because it makes the door go in easier. It makes everybody's life easier. The studs along the wall, it can be.
Sometimes you would build an opening, let's say 38 by 80, whatever, and then you know that your opening needs to be actually 37 and a half. You would below that, but then they get bowed. They dry out the 2x4s. They get bowed. All of a sudden, you can't install the door.
No,
now you need to
plane it and move it back.
To plane, the 2x4. Crazy.
Hopefully, floors aren't in. Sometimes you got to move studs.
Yeah.
Like if I'm gonna finish, I do a lot of finish trim work too. On a new build home, I like to get in there before drywall starts. Not only to mark the floor, so I can mark where the studs are, because it makes my life a lot easier to nail the base in if the floor's not down. But I fix door openings. And it's easy right now with a sledge and a quick whack at the bottom of if it's janked like that or this way, I can knock it back quick. Yeah. When it's drywalled and the floor's on, and now I got a gap between where my jam is supposed to go and the floor opening now, nobody's going to accept that.
You know what? Yeah,
sometimes you got to go and rip the jam. Jams are supposed to be 5/8. It's not going to fit in the opening. You got to take it through the table saw, and you got to literally rip it down to a 1/2 inch, a quarter. Now your hinge support's not good. Your lock set's not good. Now you're just compromising everything, where if you just frame the opening 2 inches bigger than it should have been, maybe put some blocks in the wall so the thing didn't move around. It takes 20 seconds.
But then see, if you do that, the finished carpenter will complain. If you don't do that, a finished carpenter will complain.
That's why I like to do my own finishing, because then I shot myself in the foot.
Yeah.
And I know when I'm framing my door openings, I only use a laser for that.
Yeah, but it's easier to use blocking than start shaving
start moving stuff around.
But it's funny how many times I would walk around with homeowners and they're like, "Oh, your carpenter did a bad job. Look at this. The frame is crooked and everything." And you're looking at it and you're like, "Oh, okay. The bottom plate expanded, everything moved a bit. All of a sudden, it's not straight. What are you gonna do? What are you going to do? That's the lumber."
I mean, it is what it is. You try to pick good lumber. I try to pick good plates.
Yeah, but it's not up to you. You can pick the straightest 2x4 ever. You bring it to the house.
Home conditions.
All of a sudden, it just goes.
It all depends on home conditions too, right? I mean.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. So if a client wants to pay extra, is there still a way to get old lumber, like old trees?
No, you wouldn't be able to.
I don't know.
Not to build a. If you wanted to do, like, you go downstairs and ask one of these furniture guys, I'm sure they could source some type of old style.
I know some suppliers that supply that actually. Yeah. I know some suppliers that supply that. There's a different problem. Nothing else work with it. Like,
it doesn't matter.
Our whole industry based on 2x4s. And 2x
or a 4x8 is actually what
exactly.
Really based off.
Nothing else work for it. So when you go and buy a trim for a jamb for a door, it's specifically 4.5 inches.
It's meant for a 2x4 wall, a real 2x4 wall. That's 3.5 inches with drywall on one side, drywall on the other side. That adds an inch to it. That makes it 4.5.
Yeah. Yep.
You go to Home Depot and you want to buy jam material. It's gonna come 4 and 9/16. It's gonna come 16 inches bigger, just because there might be a wave in the wall. That fits those openings. When I do a lot of homes in Toronto and Hamilton, where I keep old existing walls, I have to make jams. I got to rip them out of MDF, router the hinges in, build it.
Old school.
Sit it in. Oh, I still do it all the time. Well, sometimes I switch.
I think you enjoy it much better because everything works so much better.
Well, it's nice. Well, I've messed up a door every single way you could possibly mess up a door by learning how to do it. Oh God, I've cut the top when I'm supposed to cut the bottom. I did it recently. I cut the top. I cut 2 inches off the top of the door. I go to put it back in the opening. I'm like, wait, what? Did I? No, I didn't do that. No, I did.
That's just when you work long hours.
That's how I know it's home time, when I start making stupid mistakes. But mistakes happen. You just got to own up to them and fix them. But when it comes to the 2x, the 2x6, the 2x4, we all work in conjunction with that now. We don't work with the old style.
Yeah.
But it is still around, so you got to know either how to use it. For example, it's always going to be a 1/2 inch bigger than a 2x4 wall. Like a new one and an old one, if you wanted to build a flush wall, you're going to have to choose which side you want flat.
Yeah.
Because one's going to be in. The other side of the wall, you're going to have to cut plywood and nail it to the wall to try to get it to, called packing it out, try to get it flush or rip 2x. I've had to rip things on wedges because not only the wall's leaning, but now it needs to be flat. So you're going from 0
to 1/2 inch or more.
to 3 inches on the who knows?
3 inches.
Oh, I fixed the floor. I shouldn't even say I fixed it. It was so badly out of level. I told the guy that you should condemn this house. You should burn this place down. It was an old house. It was on Darcy Avenue in Toronto, like right behind
I know, 40.
right behind
I guess on camera. I did a couple of projects there.
right behind the museum there. Oh my God, 8.5 inches out of level, the floor.
How the hell? What?
Well, their first mistake was, yes, the floor had heavy deflection in it. When they ripped the old tongue and groove plank off the floor that was there, like the old subfloor,
Yeah.
the floor dropped. That old the subfloor
That's what was
helping
together.
hold it together. What they should have done was they should have left it, and you can just wedge.
Sister joist from
You can
before,
sister
but you
underneath.
you would have never thought that that's what happened.
So what I ended up doing is I ended up sistering the floor, but sistering on top of the bow. Like I had to rip pieces.
One way of doing it.
Well, what they should have done is left the ply, let me find what's high and what's low, and with what's on the ground, I can rip wedges, I can glue and screw them to the joist, run them the opposite direction, so I'm hitting each joist, run them this way, so I hit a bunch of joists while I'm nailing them, glue them, screw them, and resheet the floor.
But I'll tell you what, whatever you've done, actually, I think it's the best solution, believe it or not.
So on top of the joist, I had to go get 2x12s, and I had to go from 0
To hero.
to whatever it was, 7 inches, PL, go get mega screws through the top, because I couldn't sister them. Because if I'm using a 2x12, by the time I get to the end of it, I'm nailing
2x4.
into 2 inches.
2x4, yeah.
What's holding the floor? Nothing's holding the floor. So, yeah, we fixed it. He lost 8 inches of height.
But actually, what you've done is the best way. You know why?
That's the only,
Because what happens is, if you were to keep those planks above on top, it would keep the floor under pressure.
you keep the deflection from
Exactly.
From
What
top to
happens is
top.
you reduce the pressure,
it dropped
it dropped, and then you put new joists now that are carrying
the load.
that the way it is. It's perfectly fine.
The problem with those houses too is they're all double brick and they're all semis.
Yeah.
So to
And you have to notch in
get
the,
a
into
joist
the,
in the pocket, I got to break either outside the house or into the neighbors. Well,
Yeah.
because you need bearing. This is my
remember-
problem with load-bearing walls in those homes too.
Oh, yeah, it's difficult.
Because if I need 3 inches of bearing on either side or more, if I can get more, I'm taking more. 6 inches,
I use a steel column
I have
next to the wall.
Have to, right against the wall.
Yeah, because no way.
Pocket and then slide.
It's stupid.
Fixing brick, you're going into. You have to fireproof that now, and it's just a.
You don't even know how many trades of mine back in the day. So the project I was telling you about, that was like probably 14, 15 years ago that I've done on that street. And I will never forget, we were fixing everything, exactly the same situation. We're fixing everything, and then we're removing the wall in the middle, load-bearing wall. I wouldn't say it's a load-bearing wall. It's more like a...
Is it like a stair wall?
Yeah, it's more like a supporting wall because the joists are still going from outside to outside of the building. But I definitely agree with you. I remember having all those issues, and my trade started complaining that all these notches and all that, it doesn't go in as much as it's supposed to go, this and that. So I was like, okay, what do? I changed. I redesigned it completely. What I did is I pretty much, because the whole house was open, so I put a column on top of the footings, foundation. I mean, on the foundation, on the floor, on top of the
sitting
footings,
on the
all the way up. Simple as that. A beam. Okay, so they had a little box.
It's a bump out. It is what it
Yeah,
is.
yeah, yeah.
I
Not a big deal.
I did that not too long in Hamilton. I had the same problem. Big stairwell had to come out, and I couldn't go into the neighbors. So with those old homes, their foundations, it's a rubble foundation. The foundation wall is like this big. I was like, okay, I'm making a point load then.
Yeah.
I'm keeping it in the house. It's not going to sit in the brick wall. It's going to sit on studs coming down in a point load that'll be continuous. I'll put them in the floor, and I'll bring the load all the way down. And that's
Onto
an
the
easy
foundation wall.
And that's an easier way to doing it. That's use what you got. If you can't, then your angle iron. I mean, you could angle iron right to the brick wall and sit the floor and put some posts under it or whatever. You just lose a little bit of the basement because the house isn't condemned. But this one was bad. And actually, the fire marshal showed up. And thank God I was just about to finish because he told me, get paid and get out of here because this place is about to get shut down for sure. The bozo plumber went in on the weekend. I came in on a Monday after just to finish up. He was jackhammering in the basement. Smoke alarm went off. You know what he did? He fucking threw it, pardon my language, out the back door. You know where we are, in Darcy. That's a main road. People heard the beeping going on. They called the fire department. The fire department shows up. They're banging on this house door. Buddy's in the basement. Doesn't know anything happened. So he leaves to the day. I come back the next day. I got like 2 hours worth of work. Bang, bang, bang on the door. I look out the window. I'm like, uh-oh. He's like, yeah, like we got a report over the weekend. There was some work going on here and da-da-da-da-da. And
the whole house is gutted.
he just walks right in. Well, actually, he didn't go in the front door because the floor wasn't sheeted yet. I was like, don't come in the front door, buddy. You're going to go right into the basement. Go around the back. He just walks right in. They're allowed to, like the building inspector or the ministry. They can just walk right in. And he looked, he was the chief or the inspector or whatever his name was. The
Chief Inspector Officer.
Chief Inspector, yeah. So he had a report already about this place, went to City Hall, I guess, and said, we're coming in to check on it. There's no permits. There's nothing.
Aha, that's what you should have started with.
So they walked right in. I told them what was going on. I was like, hey, buddy, like I don't know about it. I was here to fix the floor. Floor's about to be done in 2 hours. He's like, yeah, I'm going to submit my report tomorrow. It'll probably take a day or two. And then this place is going to be
shut down completely.
And I was like, all right, thank God. I called Buddy. I was like, send me.
When you say shut down, what happens?
Stop work order. So nobody can continue until you either rectify the drawings, the site conditions are unsafe. I mean, they got to
call Max and do the permits for it.
Yeah. You call somebody that knows what's going on, or it could be a safety issue. You could have, this whole job was a safety issue.
You can't do construction without permits, period.
No.
Listen, I'll be honest with you. I'm going to be the devil's advocate on that one. I'm always telling people, listen, you're doing a small bathroom.
Yes, that's a different
whatever. You're replacing a window. You're doing a little cutout.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're stretching it a bit.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's the same repetitive work, and I'm kind of sure that whoever you hired did it quite a few times before. Nothing fell down. It's going to be the same. When you're starting working on full renovations, when you are doing full first floor, when you are doing permits right away, because forget about the fact how much permits cost. It's how much it's going to cost to you when you didn't do permits. Now you have an order to comply. You apply for permits. For all the fees are doubled now because you have the time that you're waiting 3-4 months.
Time's money.
Ridiculous.
Time is money. Remember that lady at George Brown? Her name was Betty. She's an older lady. I think her name was Elizabeth. She was a professor there. On all our tests, she used to have an acronym, CYA.
Okay.
Cover your ass. You have to do it all the time in that industry. Like you said.
It's true.
Up front, a permit, you're like, I don't know. I don't want to spend the money to get. You get caught without it. Oh, boy. You should have covered your ass before. And like you said, liability gets you hire an engineer for some wipes liability from you. You get to cover your ass. That's why you have the stamp, and that's why you make the big bucks. And
listen, respectfully to you, if you do something wrong, what am I going to get from you? Usually nothing much.
No.
If an engineering firm does something wrong, they're liable.
Oh, yeah.
Now an insurance comes in. Now everything comes in. So you spend a little bit, couple of bucks, you get the permits.
Worth it.
You get it done. It's worth it.
It's worth it.
Again, there are some works that I would say, go for it. Don't worry about it.
You said a little bathroom.
Yeah.
I mean, the
small renovations.
Theoretically, the rule is if you go beyond the rough-in, what was originally roughed in behind the wall, say for like a vanity.
Yeah.
If you're gonna move that pipe, theoretically, you need a permit. Now,
but you see, that's where I have to be. That's where I have to argue, even though that's my job. Even in my own house, not always I'm not gonna pay $3,000, $4,000 for a permit to move a pipe that costs you $150 to move.
Exactly. Or you go buy 2 elbows and you do it yourself for
Yes,
$20.
unfortunately, that would be...
That happens. But not only do the permits cover your ass,
supposed to say that, eh?
but what they do help is your trades. Because instead of, well, it depends on what you do. If I'm doing a bathroom, I'm doing a majority of it by myself. I am going to have a plumber do the plumbing, and then I'm going to do everything else.
Exactly.
I'm going to demo. I'll hang the board. I know how to tile. I need a glass guy. I don't do glass. But other than that, I don't need... There should be 1,000 trades in there. You could get a drywall guy, and you can have an electrician, and well, not only going to bring the cost.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. That's why that's why companies like ours, we don't do bathrooms.
No.
Because you said, it's either you got this one guy who can do small electrical, not plumbing, even plumbing.
Black the brass, white the
Whatever,
silver,
all the-
brown,
yeah.
You're good.
We were just
Yeah, so
talking
tiles
about
and all that, we're just talking about it.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense to pay all this trade separately.
No, it doesn't.
When there is one guy that kind of special, even though they're not a professional plumber, they're not a professional electrician, but they're good enough to do all these small modifications to make it work.
So that's where I got a lot of my experience. When I was in high school, I did a
You
co-op
do the electrical yourself?
a little bit.
Good
Some
for you.
pot lights, some switches and outlets. It's not big. I'm not going into the panel.
'Cause
I
I'll
know
tell-
how the panel
Because
works
I'll tell you what,
with neutral bus bars and the ground.
I know everything. You ask me to touch electrical,
Yeah,
not with a pole. Never.
It's
Not electrical, not plumber.
the risk is too high, like Tower said, basically.
depends.
I just know if I'm not good enough.
Yeah, and you want to know. You
And
gotta
the
know
risk,
what-
yeah.
You gotta know.
I'm not going to take liability.
certain wires.
something that I
certain
don't
wires
know.
do certain things. Some bring power, some return the power. So you got to know which.
Yeah, of course.
Which ones are doing what and where they get hooked up on the switch. Like I said, an old saying. And so back to this. When I was in high school, we did a co-op program. It was called Specialist High Skills Major. Peel offers it. I don't know if every other school offers it. Grade 11 and 12, we had our own wood shop. It was across the street at a middle school because the middle school got rid of it back in the day.
Yeah.
So kids would learn wood shop.
They used to do small models of houses and all
we
that.
built cubbies.
Yeah.
Each person, you have to frame it, you have to drywall, you have to put a sink, you have to hook up electrical. At first, we would just build a little 2x4 wall. Our first project ever was take a plug, a yellow plug, undo the plug, and wire the plug. Black to brass, white to silver, ground the screw.
That's amazing.
Next would go to a switch to a light, and then it would become a 3-way. So during that, I got co-opted with a guy named Fernando. He runs a company called Secret Design. And I still do work for him now. He's a tile guy by trade, but he's also a GC. And that's where I learned the bathroom thing, because he could do it all. He didn't need to bring every trade in. And now that a lot of the plumbing is PEX or it's Wurzbro or it's expansion fittings, you're not soldering everything.
Yeah, no,
It's
everything is
not
so simple.
It's my brother is a plumber. He's a licensed plumber.
That's where you bring a plumber.
When I bring that up, he goes, "Man, you don't know what you're talking about." Because yeah, there are expansive stuff, but then he'll send me a video of him soldering a 3-inch cat or a copper drain, and he's got 2 torches going, and he's been waiting there for 10 minutes just because the solder won't go yet. You got to get that thing so hot. But he does like hydronics. They
Yeah, but
do
you see,
heavy plumbing.
when you do bathrooms, you don't get to that kind of stuff.
No, you don't. You're
It's like-
replacing. You're either putting a tub back in where one was, or you're moving a drain from the center to a wall.
Exactly, for a
and you're-
shower.
And you're putting an arm control and maybe a
Yeah.
rain head and maybe a pot light in there.
So you pretty much need to know like 5-6 codes altogether, and
Exactly.
and everything is repetitive, and it just makes
You need
sense.
to be good at the tiling.
Can you imagine you get a bathroom?
That's what you see.
You do tiling as well.
He taught me how to tile. I tile a lot of my bathrooms. Yeah. Niches.
Tiles is something that
Now-
I'm very, 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 very specific on.
That's why I like finish work too, because it's the same. It's like you got to cut baseboard tight, you got to cut tile tight. There are obviously you have grout, but grout can't hide everything, right? You need to know how you're finishing edges, metal edges, how are you doing benches and niches and half walls and curbs and
It's funny. I've seen. Speaking of benches and all that, tiles. Usually, people look at the grout line if it's straight and stuff. I was so shocked. One of my trade was like, whatever. We needed some floating benches, and my guy goes, "Okay, I'll do it for you. Just do me a favor on the way here. Drop by the store. Get me. I forgot what it called. The rigid
like a bracket or foam.
Kerdi
Oh, Kerdi foam. Yeah, the Kerdi board.
Kerdi board. He's like, get me 2 inches Kerdi board,
He's gonna make it fold it.
dude. It's made of foam."
I know.
And I stood on it, and I started pretty much kind of trying to bend it and anything. Nothing happened to it.
It's weird.
My guys before that didn't know how to do something like that.
Yeah.
I always had those stupid square boxes, benches.
I usually frame them and then I dent shield them and you wrap them in drywall and you.
But then it doesn't look as good. No. When you got a narrow, less than 2 inches bench,
floating too, and it doesn't come down.
It's freaking awesome. It looks so great.
It's nice.
And really, what it did is they sell also this U channel that you put in front of it. The rest is sitting on the tile.
Hooks on.
So it sits on the tile all the way around. You got this Kerdi board, which is 2 inches. You put this metal piece that's specifically for that at the front, and then you waterproofs it on top of it even more. And I was shocked.
No, it's awesome. The only thing I don't like about the Kerdi board is when it's used in a pan and you use penny tiles. Because the pressure that gets put on that little penny tile will dent the Schluter.
Eventually, it's gonna crack.
Yeah, you need you need it to span over.
You need a flat surface for it.
Yeah, you need it.
I never thought about it. That's actually something new for me too.
Yeah, small tile, like even those rocks. Those people like to do that rock thing in the. Comes
yeah. The new thing, because everybody is watching.
I've done a few of them. Sometimes.
Did you like it? Looks good, eh?
It looks. I don't know. It's rough on the feet. Use a ton of grout. Because they're odd shaped rocks. They're like some are big.
I thought they do like some kind of epoxy on top of it or something.
No, you just grout it. I mean, I guess you could epoxy it, but it's a
no,
ton.
but epoxy needs
it needs to be flat.
To be flat.
So if you're down like this, like you're going to be using a ton of epoxy to get it up to that height. Just grout it. It's actually crazy. You just grout the whole thing, and then when you just start uncovering, you just start uncovering rocks.
Yeah.
As you're cleaning. So I don't mind those, but when it comes to tiling, I won't do anything bigger than 24 by 24. I'll hire a tile guy for that. My cutter doesn't go that far. My grinder doesn't. It's just not worth it.
That's exactly what my tile guy tells me. He's like, Max, I don't want to do anything above that.
If it's big, you need suction cups. You need extra guys just to move the shit around. Like, you know what I mean? Those ginormous tiles, you can't do it by yourself. You need a guy. You need to bring a guy to move stuff around for you. Like what?
How big is 24? 20?
It's 2 feet by 2 feet, like
2
this.
2 feet by 2 feet.
Actually, like that. Big, that.
When I worked with with the Fernando, my buddy there, sometimes we did showers that were 3 tiles. 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
Massive slabs. And they're book matched. So they
because they're less than 36 inches, so pretty much you cut
so you
one
can
tile.
shower. They come wide too, so you can get that 160-inch wall, and then you can rip the 2 down to use on the other side. But they come from one big slab that's cut perfectly, so when you install them, it looks like one ginormous slab. But just moving those around, panic attack. If you nick the corner, you crack it. When you're cutting it, another panic attack.
Yeah.
God forbid.
It's like $150, $160, $200 depending what the tile is.
I don't even want to do it. I'll just hire a tile guy. Some guys, that's all they do. Like, you've seen hotels and all those slabs at the elevators and stuff.
But that's not even tile guys. It's like those guys that sell those, big sheets of tile.
Yeah.
Like those 4x8 or 4x10, whatever. Like they come in, they pretty much install it like the counter guys.
Yeah. They come in with suction cups, and I don't even know if they thinset them. How much?
They do.
How much thinset are you going to use on the back of that tile?
No, they do, and it holds it
and
perfectly
on the wall
fine.
too.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's all suction cups.
Listen, just like a huge mirror. You know those gym mirrors?
Yeah.
You would have thought what holds them?
But black acoustic sealant.
Exactly. Silicone.
Bathroom rentals are the worst, especially those old 90s mirrors. They just use the black tar that they use on the vapor barrier.
Yeah.
And when you go to pull that thing off, you pull half the drywall with
and
it.
it's just
paper.
silicone at the end of the day. Yeah.
But it's all suction too. I've done a few. If you put it in circles, you put adhesive in circles.
Yeah, every like 6 inches or every foot, and it goes in.
When I do a little backsplash for a vanity in a bathroom, like I'm just a couple, and you'd be surprised, boy. It works. It's better than doing lines.
Yeah.
Suction cups it, so it works good.
But listen, man, good for you. And so you were telling me you were working with this Italian guy. That's pretty much while being in school.
Yeah, yep. And so I would work whenever I had days off. If I had a day off, I remember his reaction too. I was like, "Hey, Pops, I got Mondays off. Can I come work?" And he's like, "What? I can work." I was like, "Yeah, first I need some money. Like I'm in college. I'm in Mississauga. I'm driving downtown. I'm taking the GO bus, taking the trains, whatever. Like I gotta work still." He's like, "All right." And it was good money, and I would learn it. I would learn roofs. I'd go frame a roof. I'd learn, how HVAC systems work, and then I'd go into a house while we're back framing it, and I'd see the air handler going in or the whatever the ERV or the HRV system. I'm like, now I know what that is.
You remember Rob?
Yeah.
Remember Rob Cosi?
I do
He
actually.
was on one of the. He was on 2 episodes actually, right? Yeah, he was. He's. What does he do now?
He's a coach now.
He's a coach.
Basically, yeah.
He's a coach. Yeah.
Yeah, man. So it's good, man. It's a good industry. I don't know why more. I don't know, young.
Who do you know out of this class that you graduated actually ended up in construction, or you probably don't keep?
No, I do. There's three guys actually. I don't know if you remember a guy named Reed. He has a company. It's called One of a Kind Homes. There's another guy named Mackenzie. Got blonde hair. He's like a skater guy.
Yeah,
Hat
I think he
always
broke his hand or
broke
something.
his wrist or something. That guy, he's a framer, but he's out, and I think he's out in he looks like he's out in BC or somewhere up north, somewhere out that way. And then a guy named Harrison. I don't know if you ever.
I remember Harrison.
Harrison. He's also he has a company. He's like a framer, carpenter, kind of GC kind of thing. Yeah. So those are the four that I kind of see here and there.
Not working
Facebook.
together.
No, not really. No, they're in Reed's out in Quebec. Harrison lives up by Stouffville, that area. I don't know where the Mackenzie is, but we're all in different little regions.
It's crazy.
But it doesn't matter where the work is. I'll go.
Want to hear a funny story?
Shoot.
So I was teaching their class. All of a sudden, one of those days, I'm getting a better review on my company.
On your company?
I'm getting a better review. And a better review, there's a full, don't hire Arcadia, don't hire Max. I'm like, what's going on? Who the hell is that? And there are initials, no name. To make a long story short, I don't know how I figured it out, but I'm like, okay, I don't have any client with this initials. I don't know anyone with these initials, but I am checking exams right now and marking them.
And somebody's got these initials.
So anyways, I go through the class.
Wow.
I find those initials.
Unbelievable.
And it's a kid who was upset with me for getting a bad mark.
He earned another bad one.
Listen to that. So I contacted the kid. I'm like, listen, I'm not going to make a big deal out of it, but
shut the hell up, pretty much.
I'm your professor here. This is my company. You are playing around with, with my company now.
My livelihood, buddy.
And to make a long story short, the guy's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, come on. It's like stupidity 101. You know what I mean? So anyways, to make a long story short, somehow I had to talk to him for the second time. After that, this review disappeared.
Unbelievable.
And that happened.
That's the thing with teaching, man. It's
after that, I said, you know what? I'm done. If I'm here to give you my knowledge, my expertise, to try to make you all actually the best version of yourselves. I'm not coming in here just to sell you marks. In the future, you should be appreciating it. Clearly, it's not working that way. To me, to teach those classes, I was like, third-year professor.
Yeah.
So pretty much if I fail somebody, you guys are not finishing school.
Yeah. You got to, pay attention.
So, but the fact is that kids don't even understand what they're going to school for. And the lack of appreciation. I was actually losing money doing that than making money.
Yeah, you're probably coming middle of the day, no?
It's a lot.
Work.
Well, they worked with me and they put all my classes in one day. I think eventually it was Friday.
Yeah, or Wednesdays or I don't remember.
It was Friday, Thursday and Friday in 2 days specifically, so that it's easier on me because they really, really wanted me to keep teaching.
Because you went there too, no?
I went there too.
Yeah.
And listen, I'm one of the people that went there and came from the industry, not those professors that sit there full time, don't even know what a 2x4 looks like. But anyways, I was like, okay. To me, to teach in George Brown College right now, it's a waste of opportunity. And if this is the things that I'm getting,
what's the point?
I'm done.
What's the point?
Yeah.
So my little two teaching gigs, the first one was at a place called the Skilled Trades College there.
Tell me a little bit about it. What kind of college is that?
They're like it's a private college. They do intro to plumbing, electrical, HVAC, but they're intro. They're 3 months. They cost $15,000.
Good business.
So I was there for a bit. I'll keep my comments to myself. I thought some showed, some improvements here and there and what they should do. I taught the home Reno course. Wasn't for me. It was more like I had kids I had to chase around. Like they show up late every day. And they're sitting in the back. And then it's like lunch comes back. I'm like, where'd this guy go?
Welcome to my life, buddy.
Like, where did these guys go? Like, what is going on here? So when I'd have a few that are like, I want to learn. I want to know. I'm like, hey, listen, buddy, you want to learn? I'll teach you. Buddy over there.
That's exactly why I spent so much time with you guys, because you were there to learn. I remember that.
Yeah. I remember you quizzing me once. You made me make a materialist. I was like, I got it in my head. And you're talking about tile, and then I said scratch coat. I said wire mesh, underlay. I remember I was just like listening off my head.
I was so impressed by you. The amount of knowledge, you really tried.
Well,
you really tried. It was fun. Even to look at your work, to look at your file and everything, it was fun.
Yeah,
you see somebody who's trying, not for me, but for yourself.
Oh, you can see them wanting to, and that's why I think George Brown should change that a little bit and give these guys a little bit of a co-op-y. You need to be on site. You need to see. You can't. It's too much liability, too much finding people. I get it. It's a lot of work, but
it's not even that, buddy. It's not even that. I personally believe that not everybody, I don't know if you remember that, not everybody was made and supposed to be in those classes.
No, of course not.
If you remember, I don't know if it was your semester, but one semester on the first class, I got freaking mad. On the first class, I got so mad. No, I don't know if it was, I don't think it was your semester, but tell me if it was yours, if it was your class. I got so mad. I said, raise your hand who actually want to be here. 30% of class raised their hands, approximately 30%. That's what I remember.
Stooges.
I said, everybody else, get the hell out of here.
Yeah, leave. What are you doing?
What are you here for? So they're like, well, we got to go to school. I'm like, listen, if you want to become a trade, you don't need to be here.
No,
I would get fired. Telling you that right now. If Jules, shout out to Jules, I love Jules.
She's the one that got me my job.
They are the best.
She's the best.
They're the best.
Oh yeah, she, them, they.
So, but not going to respect, because I really love them.
Oh, they're awesome.
And actually, if I could bring them to the show, I would definitely do that. I should talk to them. Yeah. But anyways, if they would find out all this crap that I told my students and how I approach this class, I would probably get fired. Because I came from old school thinking where, listen, if you don't appreciate me, if you don't want me to teach you, get the hell out of here.
Bye.
I'm here
for you
to suck everything out of you to come out the best version of yourself. Now, I was teaching two courses, architectural and renovations.
Yeah.
You and others. When it comes to architectural, I didn't want those idiots, respectfully, sitting in my class to end up in the city where I would need to deal with them.
Yeah.
Same renovation. If I want to deal with you, I didn't want you to be an idiot. I wanted
you to know what's going on and how do you.
If I could, I would fail 40% of the class.
Oh, easy.
But that's the problem. A lot of the class that's showing up are showing up because, well, we got to do something. We got to go to school for something.
They're forced, and that's what happened at that skilled trades college.
They don't want to be. They don't want to be you. They just came there because what's the easiest we can go to? Spend 2-3 years. Whatever marks, we don't even care about it. Just not to get into the workforce.
And now I got something. I went to school.
Professional students.
Now your parents are happy, or with.
Yeah.
I met a couple guys in the program. It's like third, fourth program. They've been to university here. They went to this program. They dropped out of that. I was like, buddy, it took you $150,000 to realize you didn't want to do that. Like, are you crazy? Like, I always find it like this. If you find something you like to do, going to school isn't really going to school.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to be honest. For a lot of the work I did at George Brown, like I didn't study for a lot of it because I'm doing it every day. I'm seeing it every day, and I'm retaining it. I don't need to. Now, if I got to find a specific code, I don't know everything. I got to go into the code book. But like certain things, you should know.
But at least you go into the code book, which show me a class in George Brown right now in renovation program that would ask you to even visit that book.
Yeah, I don't know. At least for some school is great. For me, schooling was great because it wasn't great to learn the trade. The job site and the old man I worked for and Fernando at the renovations, that's how I learned the trades. But I needed to learn bookkeeping and accounting and how to read drawings and law and contracts. You're not learning that on site. Those guys are not teaching you that on site. You're there to make money. You're there to frame. They're there to finish. They're not teaching you how to read drawings. They're not teaching you how to manage customers and deal with the books. That's what school was good for me for. But the trade itself, like you said, 2 hands on the skills. It's impractical. So it's also
You'll learn
giving
it on site. You'll learn it on site from professionals.
Giving some people some false hope.
Yeah.
Like, I built this shed at college, but everything did.
Yeah, I can build sheds now.
Yeah, not really. Well, maybe if it takes 2 months, you're in a controlled environment, and people are telling you what to do. But
Imagine a contractor comes on site. He's like, "I can build your shed, $4,000. Okay, start. Hold on, I need to find somebody to hold my 2x4."
Oh, that's what I'm saying. So it was giving a lot of people some false. Now, hopefully, some of them became architects or engineers or whatever, or they're in a different aspect because construction's vast. You don't have to be on the tools. You could work for a supply company. You could be the guy that does the runner, whatever. You could be a teacher. You could be whatever. There's lots of opportunities. So I'm assuming 80% of them aren't in a trade. Some of them are. I know a couple guys, but it's you don't learn the trade that way. You learn by doing it every single day and making mistakes and figuring out how to learn. That's when I opened my company. You know how much stuff I had to learn on my own? I would accept jobs I didn't have a clue what to do.
You fake it till you make it, right?
I am on the internet. I'm at my buddy's watching a Leaf game. I'm watching. He's like, "Why are you watching work stuff?" I'm like, "Shut the hell up. I got to do this tomorrow. I got to figure out how I'm coping this baseboard or making this transition work or whatever because it's my company and there's nobody coming to save me." A lot of contractors call me and say, "Hey, buddy, this project's a mess. I need you to put these doors in, fix this floor. The guy before fucked it up, and he doesn't want to come back." And so I go, obviously, I charge, and I go fix a lot of fuck-ups. So I'm good at doing my own finish work because I can see it before it's even close to being done. So there's nobody coming to save me. If there's a problem on my job, I got to figure it out.
Yeah.
I'm not calling somebody, "Hey, buddy, can you put this door in for me? I don't know how to do it." There's none of that. Trial and error. You mess it up. You make a jig. Maybe it works. It's like cutting a weird piece of flooring. It's like, yeah, the first one's just going to be we'll see if it works. And once I put it in, I'm like, make that a 1/4 inch bigger, make that a 1/4 inch longer, take the piece, retrace it, redo it. Sometimes you got to do that. You got to learn, and nobody's good at anything.
But you see, this is the different.
Be taught these things, right? Nobody's a plumber, nobody's an accountant, you may have natural skills, but you got to learn these things, and you learn by fucking up. That is the best way to learn.
And this is the difference again between your program and architectural. You actually said it, and you said it right. So in the architectural program, when you are learning to become an architect or technologist, whatever you're doing, probably 80%, 90% would work for a big firm.
Yeah.
So what they're teaching them is how to be a good employee, is how to become this machine of making money for others. 10% probably would open their own practice. Now, so with them, I'm going to teach them everything as per their book, how to become a good employee. When I approached your program, that's the thing. I believe that 70 to 80% would want to be you.
Yeah.
Would want to be those people who would want to become a renovator.
A builder,
right?
A renovator, contractor.
You're not going to school to become an apprentice to a renovator. You are. I personally think you need to start that. You need. Not only may, I do believe that you do not go to school to become a carpenter at all.
No.
But you do need to know other stuff. So when I teach you, I had this student actually came to me and said, "Sir, we're not going to become an architect. Why are you investing so much time into?" I'm like, "No, but you as a small contractor should be able to apply for a quick permit approval.
Small drawings, and you should know how to interpret them.
And you should know how to interpret drawings.
And be able to read them.
Which wasn't there in the program. So some would appreciate it. Some would come and complain like those people. But I definitely agree with you that you didn't come to learn how to use your hammer, how to hold your hammer. that you do on site.
Yes.
If you spend 2 years in school, you want to learn how to read drawings, how to do quantity surveying, how to do your list, how.
You're estimating, whatever. That's
So I hope I did a good job.
No, you did. I mean, and it was like, I could see some people don't like being pushed. And some people probably didn't have a clue what you were talking about.
Yeah,
That's
they
the
couldn't
thing
connect
too.
1 + 1.
You know, if you don't understand the wall system, and we're trying to build an exterior wall,
Yeah.
and you're adding brick and an airspace and a 2x and insulation and vapor barrier.
And I was
and
very
drywall.
detailed on it. I was very detailed on it. You're not going to find anybody else who is teaching Revit or teaching softwares to a renovation class.
Yeah, because
They don't know how to use the software themselves.
and wall systems change. And like you said, you can't just use generic walls and stuff like that. Well, if
You're
you
not going
wanna
to get your
do-
permit approved.
Exactly, right? So I could see some of them probably just couldn't comprehend the two, but this is year 3. This is not the first week.
Yeah.
How do you not understand? Maybe it's
Wall
because
systems.
maybe because they haven't built a wall system. They haven't been in a house and had to frame a wall and put insulation in it and then add a vapor barrier and make sure it's airtight. Maybe they just haven't done it.
Yeah,
Which is
I
possible
think
too,
you're right.
right?
For them, it's like alien language.
Yeah. Well, especially the way we talk. Like sometimes if my fiance, if I'm around here and I'm talking to one of my buddies, she's like, what the hell did you talk about?
Yeah.
You know, I'm talking about rims and joists and trusses and balloon framings. People are like, what are you
Balloon.
What are you talking about? Exactly. It's a whole different language. And that one teacher, Betty, she was very good. She said, if you don't
I remember
understand
Betty now.
the construction language, when you get out there, you're going to be an idiot. I remember one time I called a header a lintel instead of a lintel. It was in a floor, which I guess it was a header, but she was like, you can't call it. You're going to go to the jobs, you're going to sound like an idiot. You need to understand these terms. What are joists? What's a deflection? What's bearing? What do these things mean? And if you don't understand, we speak a different language. Or sometimes we speak in architect code, in abbreviations.
But let me ask you a question. Is that a student's fault or teachers from previous year's fault? So for an example, if you come to me for my 3rd year and I'm teaching you and use all this language, okay, abbreviations and all that.
A DJ, a double
and you
joist.
are clueless, completely clueless about it. Is that your fault or previous teacher's fault? Now, if 5% of class don't understand that, I will agree. But then if 70% of the class don't understand that, something is wrong with the program.
Yeah, they're not taking it in.
Because when I came, back in the day when I came to the architectural program, I also came as an ex-trade that came to learn and get some new, start something new. I knew what the teacher is talking about, but most of them are not. So my question is it teachers' fault that they don't really use those terms in the beginning of schooling and don't make their kids, the students get to the point where they understand? Or is it actually students that don't want to understand?
It's like you said,
Both.
it's
Probably
got to be,
both.
yeah, it's got to be a mixture of both. I mean, some, like you said, some are forced there. That place I taught at before, George Brown, you could tell 50% of them were forced there.
Yeah.
By their parents, by something. Maybe this is their 3rd time in school. Hopefully this one sticks. Hopefully they can get a trade. Oh, look, trades are booming. Their buddies are electricians. Hopefully this will work.
Yeah.
You got some that want to know it. I had one of the guys in my program. He was like in his 50s. He had a lawn care company. He goes, buddy, I'm slow in the winters. I'm coming here. I fix my cottage. I can't be hiring people to come to Muskoka all the time and fix simple stuff in my cottage. He was there every day, early, wanted to know. I'd be, buddy, you want to learn? I will teach you. But half of them are forced there. Or it's OSAP'd, or they're not even really, not yet, they're not paying for it. They will be paying for it in 10 years from now, but they're not in that mindset of, oh, it's whatever. I'm not paying for it. I paid for half my college.
Yeah.
I saved money to go there. I wanted to know more. But even when it comes to the trade,
Not only you pay for something, you need to get something back, which is the knowledge.
you need to get the knowledge. And even when you were talking about learning the trade at the school or not, for example, I just applied for my red seal. Well, carpentry is weird. You don't need it. You need a license to cut hair.
Mm-hmm.
To be a hair.
Wait a minute. Do you need a license to cut hair?
Yes.
Well,
What?
yeah.
Women's hair, yes, you need a license. Not to be a barber. If you want to cut men's hair,
Oh,
it's okay. If
no,
you want
I
to,
see,
if you
I
want
But
to,
who cares about men, right?
But and how much money you
Not
make?
going
How
there.
much money do you make cutting men's hair? $20, $30? Hey, my girlfriend
What are you
goes.
talking about?
maybe 50. I don't
My
know.
barber charges me $65.
You got to switch.
That's expensive.
That's
No,
crazy.
No, but that's what my beard.
Oh, you do the.
Oh, I see, yeah.
Okay, I go home and shave mine. Whatever. But anyways,
Give yourself a couple of years. You're gonna-
women's hair, blow dry, $50. You want to put dye, chemicals? I get it. So when I was applying, if you want to be a plumber, electrician, you have to be an apprentice.
Of course,
It's a
of course,
compulsory trade.
Which I support. Even the fact that
100%.
as a carpenter, you also need to get your hours.
Now, carpentry is voluntary. You do not need a red seal or a license to work as a carpenter.
I know,
Now,
which is
I get-
ridiculous to me.
Well, it's ridiculous because you need a license to cut hair, but
Even
not to
framing?
build a house. Yes.
Before something happens with electrical, your house can fall down, right?
Who cares about the electrical? If the house falls on you, it doesn't matter about everything else on the inside. And I got tons of pictures I can send you, buddy. When I used to work for the union, of houses toppled, inadequate bracing, tumbled. Bungalows, they look like now. 2-story houses. Oh, buddy, I've gone through so many jobs, especially in Oakville. I've had a few of them topple with windstorms. Oh, buddy.
Especially in Oakville?
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that like a
during
rich
construction
area?
or like finished?
No, during construction. Like while we're framing, we come back on the weekend and the house is on the ground.
Holy!
My houses don't fall on the ground because I put a lot of braces. The old man I worked for used to say at the end of the day, brace this house like a goddamn hurricane's coming because you never know what happens overnight. I've had one time where a truss fell down and stuff like that, but nothing too wild. But it's, fuck, what were we talking about again? When it comes to the hours of being a carpenter,
Yeah.
all they want to, so I had to fill out a form that says I have the experience to challenge my test. That's all I had to do. You have to still write the test, but I had to fill out a bunch of form work that said, I'm self-employed. These are the contractors I worked for. These are the different trades I worked for. This is when I worked for the union. This is when, you know what the lady told me? I go, this is all my schooling. She goes, don't care about any of the schooling. We just want hours. Prove to us you've worked 7,200 hours in this trade and you're not bullshitting us. You show us your business license. Because I'm applying with a lot of self-employed history with union stuff too. I got more than enough hours to get it, but I'm in this trade. I said, I'm going to get my license. If I show up to a job site, yes, I'm a contractor, but I'm also a licensed carpenter as well. Does that not mean something? To some people, it doesn't. You go to the local laborers union where they frame houses, they don't give a shit if you have a license or not. Can you frame? Can you build a house?
Absolutely.
You got guys that are coming from overseas, Portugal, Spain, Italy. They're not coming here to do a 5-year apprenticeship. They're coming here to make money.
Yeah.
So if everybody needed a license to do carpentry work, there probably wouldn't be any. Well, we already don't have enough as it is to build houses. Now, if everybody needed a license, through the roof. But there's a drift between the two. If you work for the local 27, the Carpenters Union, yeah, you go and get your red seal. They make you become an apprentice. You go through all the schooling. You do it that way. You go to the other union, they don't care. They don't care. Yes, you have it. You're not. It doesn't make you any better. It's not like when you do piecework, oh, this guy's licensed, he's not. He makes $7, he makes $5. No, you all make the same. There's no incentive to be good, just incentive to be fast. And when it comes to licensing, it's wild because all you need to prove to them is that you have the allotted hours.
Would you support licensing for?
I would, because it would kick a bunch of
course.
It would kick a bunch of bozos out of
Idiots
the
out.
industry. When I worked for the union, one of the main reasons I left was because I spend time making my house nice. Mm-hmm. I transit the first floor. I make my first floor perfect. Guys used to hate me because they would have to put non-shrink grout all around the foundation because I'm lifting the plates off the foundation. Mm-hmm. The wall is like an ocean. I'm not framing on top of that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find my high spot with my transit. When the plywood's on, I'm going to cut little triangles where all the anchor bolts are, right in my rim joist. I'm going to cut a little triangle so I can get a wrench in there. Mm-hmm. And then I'm going to shim the floor. I'm going to take it off the foundation to get it level because I'm only using the members that are given to me. When I frame an 8-foot wall with 92 and 5/8 studs or whatever, and my walls don't line up, it's because there's something wrong with the floor. When your plates aren't matching, so it makes my life 1,000 times easier to get the first floor flat. That means
so you're gonna shim around the rim joist.
Around the rim is what I do. So I frame the first floor. I put the beam in. If I have to put the beam on
It's actually
plates, which is what I usually have.
so a little bit more work, but then when you do framing yourself, it cuts a lot of time.
Everything comes together easier. It's easier to level walls. Floors are flat. You don't have humps and bumps and all over, especially when the floors switch directions because joists switch directions sometimes and you get these weird humps. They sit on beams. You pack the top of the beam so you're not on the metal. There's all these different things, but we would instantaneously sheet the floor, transit all the way around. Usually your stair opening is usually the highest point because you're building off a pad they gave you. And I'd shim the floor all the way around. They have to come back after and pack that with non-shrinking grout, that gap around it. I was taught by a...
The problem is that they don't use laser when they
form?
Not only form, but...
They snap a chalk line in the form. Now listen to me. If you set your form not level to begin with, it doesn't matter if you measure down here and you measure down, you're not straight.
Yeah.
Where's the strings? Where's the batter boards that they used to use back in the day to keep things in? They don't do it anymore.
Yeah, no.
Crane comes, I watch them form the footings. They're 1x6s and they're just kind of there. They got to be roughly there. It's the most rough of the rough work. Then the foundation wall goes on top. And then, if they trowel the top, some of them don't trowel the top.
I remember it was when they used to mark the anchor bolts.
Now they just drop them by hand.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be, for example, if they give me 16-foot plates to use around it, at my plate ends, I'm supposed to have them close to each other. I shouldn't be having to do some Morse code to get my joints to line up or be drilling into the concrete and putting my own anchors. What did you guys do? So they would get pissed off about that it would level the house. The guy beside me just builds whatever. Just garbage. We both get paid the same amount of money. No incentive to be good. No incentive, but I'd get a call next week. Hey, that house beside you, can you go fix that wall? Because it's 3/4 inch out of plumb, and it's a stair wall. I'm like, stair wall? It's good. You get stacked. Now you got joists that are sticking. Like, who is building this? What is going on here? I don't get this. I learned, not only I went to school and learned how to do things a little bit properly, I learned from an old man that taught me how to do things properly, and then I show up here. I was telling, sorry, what's your name again?
Archie.
I was telling him I refused a foundation back in the day that was 3 inches out of square. You know what I told the builder? You know what the guy told me he was going to do? He said, frame the house off the foundation. I go, what are we going to do with the brick? He says, I'll bolt an angle iron to the side of the house and they'll stack the brick.
Oh my God.
I said, buddy, are you okay? It was a big meeting. I showed up to the job site. You had the framing contractor, because they're all contracted out. We work for a framing contractor. The foreman guys work for a contractor. The guys like, what's wrong with this house? What do you mean what's wrong with it? Do I have to go do a 3-4-5, pull a right angle here and just show you that the thing is sticking 3 inches? This is somebody's life savings. They're buying this house. It's like, is this mad? This is maddening. I show up the next day. No offense to the Mexican guys, but they're framing the house. Hey, buddy, what's wrong with the house? I'm like, it's 3 inches. Okay, who cares?
Speaking of that, I have a friend of mine.
God, this is brutal, man.
I have a friend. Well, first of all, I know who's going to do Mississauga for us.
Burlington, Oakville, Halton. I love it.
But anyways, I got a phone call from a buddy of mine who moved to Florida.
Oh, don't say that. I'm going there soon. I wish.
Beautiful, but I would not move there ever. I need my 4 seasons. I love Canada. I'm going to stay in Canada.
I want a pistol, man.
You don't have one here?
I got some guns here.
Alrighty.
I'm a hunter, though. I'm a legal
you're
gun.
a hunter?
I'm a legal gun.
Oh, I don't like hunting, but I should get you together with.
Wait, Florida is good for hunting?
It's good for hunting. Oh yeah.
I would have thought Canada is like. Yeah.
Oh, we got way better hunting.
Anyways, got offset. Right. So I went to. I've been to Florida. I met a buddy of mine. He's like, I'm building a 5,000 square feet house. I'm like, okay, good. He's like, Max, things are slow in Canada now, right? I said, well, they're slower, but what exactly do you mean? He's like, well, I'm building this 5,000 square foot house. I was hoping you can send me some of your trades.
What, is nobody there?
I'm like, send me some of your trades. What are you talking about? It's not like I pack them up in a gift bag and send them to...
Well, I speak Spanish, probably.
I'm like, what's going on? Why can't you do it yourself? He's like, Max, you don't even understand. The people here, the workhorse is ridiculous. They barely speak English. They all come from South America. They don't know what's going on. The framers are ridiculous. Everything is chewed. You should look at my house. I stopped everything until I get normal trade. I'm like, okay, so what do you need? He's like, well, I need framers, good framers, but I hope he's not going to watch that. I didn't send anybody, clearly, because, they also need to get paid fairly.
Yep.
No. But, and he's like, also, I need tilers. I'm like, why tilers? What's going on? He's like, I have this mosaic tile. Nobody is able to do it. Like, what? What are you talking about?
That's funny.
But yeah.
The tile guy that I worked for is from Florida. He's Brazilian.
Okay.
Left Brazil, went to Florida, worked there for 10 years, married a Canadian girl in Brazil. They lived in Florida, and then they moved to Toronto. So he used to tell me they were really good at tile back then in Florida. But he said he made the most money because he could speak English. And he could speak Spanish as well.
And that's why it was a good tiler.
He could talk with the guys in the super. They'll never tell me a story. He was in a school tiling, a bunch of Mexican guys, no hard hats on, standing on a bucket. Super comes over. Hey, put that hard hat on, get off the bucket. Turn on. Okay. Continue tiling.
Like nothing happened.
Hey, get off that bucket. I told you. Okay. The guy's like, why are you laughing at me? And then Buddy pops up and goes, dude, he's just speak English. He has no idea what you're talking about. Like, he's just doing the immigrants.
Similar story. Similar story. I was doing many years ago, and my friend is going to kill me. Anyways, I was working with my friend's father, installing windows and doors many years ago. Anyways, we come to the site. Now, I'm an apprentice, just started. I don't know much. But we come on the site. The homeowner comes to me and he's like, hey, Max, listen, the window there is a bit crooked. I'm like, okay, what do you want from me? I'm like, I go to my boss, to my whatever super, or he was the company leader. I'm like, listen, his name is Vladimir. Like, Vladimir, listen, I don't know what he wants. I said something is crooked. And I just started, like, I wish I knew something. I would explain that. So he goes, he's like, go call the owner. I called the owner. And he goes, the windows are beautiful. He's like, yeah, the window is beautiful. The frames are beautiful. He's like, yeah, the frame is beautiful. Okay. And he leaves. He goes, but it's crooked. Hold on, it's crooked. I'm like, Vladimir, come here. He looks at him as if the homeowner is the idiot.
What are you talking about?
The frame, the beautiful, as if he doesn't speak English. He's like, yeah, it's beautiful. The windows, the beautiful. He's like, yeah, it's beautiful. But it's crooked. Okay. And he leaves again. And I called him back. I'm like, no, you don't understand. Now I got what the thing was. I'm like, no, just crooked. He's like, where? There. Okay. And he leaves. And the guy felt so frustrated. The homeowner was so frustrated. He's like, that could be solved in a second if the guy understood English.
No, that's true. I mean, the language barrier is tough. Especially, there's a lot of Spanish guys here now in Ontario. Lots of them. Oh yeah, there used to be something you'd only see in the States. Like, if you go to the States and you go to a Home Depot, I know it sounds pretty racist, but it's not. You can pick up workers.
In a state.
Yeah.
Guys that
they stand in Home Depot waiting for you to come.
You pull up, you say, buddy, I got a roof.
Yeah, you're like, I'm paying you this
amount
of money. Okay.
$200 for the day. They just jump in.
Yeah.
It was happening at Keele and Wilson, at a Tim Hortons there, every morning. Because I got a buddy that's a Toronto cop. He said, buddy, it's like we live in the States here. If you go to that Tim Hortons at 4 a.m, there are guys standing and waiting. And the problem is contractors are pulling up. They're picking these guys up. These guys are working illegally. They don't have any health and safety. They don't have working at heights. They don't have anything. But if they fall, they weren't on my job, so I don't even know these guys.
I don't know him.
Or they don't even pay him. Right? So it's a little suspicious. It's a little sketchy. But the only reason I want to go to Florida is my wife's Colombian.
Colombian?
She can speak for me. I'll put English.
They speak English there, right?
Oh yeah, I know.
They speak not the alligators, but they speak English.
No, I know. I love Florida.
A lot of work every year. They have the craziest storms.
Yeah, they got hurt.
Yeah, a lot of work.
You know what? I'll tell you one thing. I went there. To me, it felt like a beautiful, high society version of Mexico.
Yeah, pretty much.
I stayed with my family in a big, nice house with a pool and everything. Beautiful.
It's got the same architecture. It's got that Spanish era.
Yeah, but they don't have fence in the bathrooms.
No.
Everything is stale. I'm like, what is it? A third world country?
It's weird.
Everything is weird. The finishes are done so badly.
Miami?
Tile. Yeah. So you come in, you see a beautiful house, But then you start looking into the details and
It's very
and cockroaches issues and
alligators
and
spiders,
forget alligators. They
snakes.
don't come into your well. Sometimes they do, but I mean they don't come inside your house. But
The lizards,
cockroaches, lizards, and no. I need.
It's kind of crazy.
That's any hot
love my
climate. You're gonna
Canada, I'm
have all
gonna
this. Any hot climate, you're gonna have like.
You're gonna get those.
Yeah, I don't want to live in a hot climate.
Maybe
I enjoy my snow right now. I love my
I
snow.
love it. I mean,
Love
like I
it.
said,
Love it. My
the best hunting is in the snow. Good ice fishing. I love it. I love being up at the cottage. So I mean, the cold for me is whatever. I don't like framing in it. It sucks,
Yeah.
especially when you got to build a roof or something, or you get half a roof done and then it snows, and you show up and you're like, okay, well, now what am I gonna do? Shovel
You know,
a roof?
a friend of mine, she's in Florida, and then they, I think they build houses. And she said that the problem is that basically because the population in Florida is a lot of retirees and all of that, so there's simply not enough young people to even do this work. Like
They've also had a pretty big boom.
no, because you have cheap labor. Why would you need young people?
That's the second problem.
it's it's the first problem,
Cheap
and then
labor.
everything else.
And they do a lot of. They don't do a lot of wood.
Nobody
frame.
wants to do blue collar work anymore.
They do a lot of concrete block style homes in Florida. There's not a lot of wood frame. Wood frames don't hold up well to hurricanes.
All hot climates do this. Yeah,
They build kind of in concrete masonry units, usually
Yeah, they
block, other than the roof. You can't build a concrete roof. You
They
still
have
frame
those
the roof.
shutters and everything. Like
Yeah, the hurricane shutters.
hurricane
and-
shutters and
Yeah,
all
Well,
that.
they're weird. Like I got a buddy that's lived there his whole life. He goes, yeah, you just board up and drive up the state away from the hurricane. It's like, what? Sometimes if they're not bad, he's like, I only leave when they're like category 4. Because other than that, I go to the bar. I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, when the power cuts off, they got to sell their beer. You can't let the beer come back. It's like cheap beer, cheap food, cheap everything. Some guys just stay there the whole time. They're not scared of it. But I don't know. Florida, Texas.
That's wild to me. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't want to deal with
That's
this.
not my thing. You know, I'm uncomfortable even listening to it. I've been on a vacation there, and after that, I need a vacation.
But you are right. It is like a high class Mexico, and
That's
it
it.
looks
To me, it's a third world
it
country.
looks identical with that Spanish style it's like the clay tile and the white stucco and the like the
they have the
terrazzo
arches
tile.
and the-
They do have lots of art.
yeah.
They all look like narco houses. is what
Exactly.
They look,
They are.
well, a lot of them are, but yeah, that's what they look like.
Funniest part, like now we've been to Boca Raton, which is the other side.
Yeah, yeah.
Before we've been to Miami.
Yeah. Miami's that shit.
Miami's okay. It's nicer. It's much nicer. But again, 5 minutes away,
Oh, you're in the ghetto, buddy.
you're in the ghetto.
Oh yeah.
Other-
By,
Go on the
by
other
mistake,
side of
I
the
stopped
train
by a
tracks.
dollar store. A dollar store.
Be careful.
They looked at me like, "What are you doing here?"
Fuck out of here.
That's when I realized what the color of my skin is.
Yeah, man.
Because,
on the other
dude,
side
they
of
looked
those
at me-
train tracks, it's a whole different.
Anyways, yeah. And the houses are all dirty, and everything is like
A lot of bungalows.
from rain and all
A lot
that.
of bungalows.
Yeah, yeah,
a
yeah,
lot
yeah.
of- yeah, they don't do.
Stuccoed and it rains and there's mold on them and everything. So to me, Florida is just a one big high society Mexico.
That whole south end of Florida is gonna be a swamp soon. Well, it should be a swamp. Like Miami is gonna be underwater. soon.
Yeah, like 30, 50.
Yeah, they just drawing. Yeah,
You can't build on that. That's why you can't have basements in Florida.
yeah.
It's like going to the beach.
Yeah, I know.
Dig a little bit, water,
Everything is a slab on grade.
water,
Everything is slab
water,
on grade.
or on piers, or up off the ground. Like they build them on those ginormous piers way up
Into
so
the
you can
ground,
get
like 20,
water.
30 feet down.
Like if you're on the coast, like they'll build it up so you can get water to rush under the place and not throw your place into the ocean.
You know what? Another thing that I hated. I've been to this enclosed community, right?
Oh yeah, there are a lot of
We
private
walk-
communities.
Yeah, because that's how they live there, right?
Gated in.
We walk around the community. Everything is beautiful, and but then I walk around this community, and I smell crap. Like I literally smell.
Piece of shit. Yeah,
I'm like, what the hell is going on?
bad infrastructure.
And buddy tells me, yeah, no, the way we got a pond in the middle of the community, and we're using that water to water the grass. And I'm like, but that smells like sewers.
Ugh.
And you walk in a first world country. That's America, right? That's not Mexico. You walk around the houses and you literally smell sewers
Wait, why does it smell like sewer?
because they use the pond water,
Yeah.
and the pond is being used for all the sewers and everything to come out. So they use the pond water to water the grass, which is good for the grass. But then you walk around and you smell that, and you're like, how
Nice.
the hell can you live like that?
Nice.
Every backyard is covered by
Oh, those trees. They have those Spanish. They like.
Yeah, the hanging ones.
Spider webs everywhere.
Yeah.
Go everywhere.
Yeah, and they have like this screen, like huge screen system that covers the backyard.
Yeah. So you could have.
Because otherwise,
you'll die of heat. You'll die.
not of heat, you'll die of bugs and
bugs too.
and all that.
Yeah, those trees probably spiders everywhere.
They always have a screened in pool.
I was like, not my thing.
It's like a
we should talk a little more trash about Florida. I think it is.
I like Florida.
So if you were thinking to leave to Florida, go there for a vacation.
Well, not now.
Go there for a vacation. Stay in a nice hotel.
Maybe Texas.
Texas, I think it's awesome.
Texas.
But also hot. Also the same
I
kind
like
of.
that.
very
I'm
hot.
tired of framing in the cold, man.
No, brother.
No, I know.
As soon as you're going to be there for a month, you will say, I want to go back to Canada. I'm telling
Something
you.
about the heat makes you crazy too. You always hear
Something about the
Florida-
fact that you don't have 4 season.
Yeah. That's the 4th season is nice, and like you said, I like to fish. I like to hunt. Him being here is
It's so
good.
funny we're saying
Bears, you
this
can
right
hunt
now.
for a bear.
Did you guys see what's gonna happen in Texas like tomorrow, 2 days?
Snowstorm.
Ice storm,
Ice
a crazy ice storm.
Yeah, they had one a couple of years ago, and it really ruined that place. It shut down their power for a couple of days.
Yeah, you remember when we had it
You think
here?
we're better when it comes to that?
No,
you
but-
remember the ice storm in Toronto like
Yeah,
4 or 5 years
exactly,
ago?
Trees down.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, all the trees bent down,
It-
areas
the power
without
lines.
power, without electricity. and all
Problem is
that.
there-
Yeah,
They
so they're
don't-
gonna have the same.
They
Yeah.
don't own Texas doesn't own a snowplow.
Yeah, they're
They
not
don't
ready
own-
for
they
that
don't
kind of
own-
weather.
They don't own snow moving equipment. But what happened when the power grid failed in Texas? They make a lot of petrochemicals there. A lot of our ABS pipe is made in Texas.
Yeah, I
It's
know.
sent up. So
All
when
the
that-
chips and all
when
that for cars.
When that
all
happened,
plastics.
When that happened, a piece of 1/2-inch pipe or something at Home Depot was skyrocketed.
Yeah.
Like simple 1.5-inch stuff for drain work. Like
Same as
a
in
vanity.
COVID, right? All the cars they didn't have chips because all the chips are being built in Texas.
I thought the chips are from Taiwan. Or
Now they
No, not the chips themselves. Sorry, some materials
process.
part of the chips.
semiconductors. but,
Semiconductors,
yeah,
there you go.
yeah, that's why they're shipping it back to the U.S. But anyways, politics are politics.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I don't know. It's a good
So you prefer the hot climate, basically?
Well, I don't. I like it. I don't get enough of it. That's why I get like 2-3 months of
That's
it, and
fair.
then it's back
That's fair.
to, you know what I mean. It's just like
Yeah.
here we go again. Long johns, 2 jackets,
Yeah.
Duke.
I don't know, man. I love it.
Well,
I
I mean,
love it. To
I
me,
don't.
something is missing when I don't have my snow.
I don't mind it as much anymore because I do a lot of inside work during the winter. Like I don't frame for the union every day.
Yeah.
I haven't framed a house in about a year. I only do like really customs here or there or like additions. Like don't get me wrong, I frame basements and stuff. It's all inside stuff. It's nothing too crazy. So when I get inside work in the winter, it's whatever to me. I could care less. I just don't like. Sometimes I got to cut outside. If I'm doing a lot of trim work, like that MDF, I'd first of all don't want to breathe it, and I don't want it everywhere in the house. Depending if it's finished or not finished, it's furniture, not furniture. So you got to go outside and cut, and then it's in, out, in, out, in, out, boots on, boots off, boots on. And then if it's winter and your feet are wet and you step in wet shit, you're just like, oh, God damn it.
Do you prefer working
know
outside?
Yeah. I mean, a lot of my work is, a decent amount of it's outside. Fences, decks, framing. To be honest, I'll do whatever, really.
I feel like down south it becomes a different problem. You're outside plus 35. You're like,
Yeah, it depends on what you
I think it's worse than a winter because in the winter you can dress up well and you're fine. You
can layer,
In the
yeah.
summer you can't
No,
freaking
you
run
can't
away
get
from
naked.
it.
Yeah, you can't take your skin off, right?
Unless you're this hillbilly on YouTube. Those guys don't wear shoes on the construction site. But I don't even know if that's something for marketing or actually for real.
It's got to be for clicks. There's no.
I know, right?
Who
It's
would
like,
let that guy build.
dude, but they shoot nails in their own legs, in their own arms. You didn't see that? You don't know? I'm gonna show you later.
Man, like I've had a few shots.
They come on my reels, and you can't just not watch it.
I watch
You
them.
can't just not watch it. It's just crazy. Those guys.
people getting hurt.
So I'll tell you who these
I mean,
are. There are 4 guys, and if you know their names, please help me out on that.
No clue what they're called.
Because you don't care about the. I know it's
got
like
no clue what
4 guys who are framers,
Yeah.
and they post crap on YouTube, and every time I go there, you see reels of them. They pretty much
They've
carpenters.
forced
They don't
things
wear
into
they don't
place.
wear shoes.
Yeah.
They wear flip flops in a good case scenario on a site.
They cut off like
No
sleeveless-
shirts, no
sleeveless
nothing.
shirts,
No, usually
shirts.
they don't have any shirts on. They walk bare feet on top of roofs,
the
on top
trusses
of
on the
trusses.
joists, metal roofs. I see
like,
them slide off.
Who the hell even allows them to go up there?
This sounds like a social media kind of shtick.
gotta
That's
be.
No,
their,
but
you
hold
know.
on. The idea is in order to get to social media, you should be allowed on site. You can clearly see they work. And of course, the crap that they show is all bullshit. It's like, and all those, but it's like, man, probably if
like, for example, you'll watch a guy try to bring two walls together, instead of them just coming together like they should, they're obviously short or they're out of square or something's happening, and you'll shoot a nail and you'll pry the wall over, but he's got to use so much force. He's like shaking, and he's like trying to grab a nail gun, and he takes a shot misses, like hits him in the wrist, like, you know what I mean? That's shit like that. Like those guys are like,
and then he looks at you in the camera like, okay, that went wrong. Let's try it again, and he removes the nail from his head. Or
wait, it doesn't actually hit him in the wrist, though.
Come on,
He does.
These guys have shots, and like they're always shaking all the time, like it's like they're on drugs or something.
Well, that's I feel like that's a setup, but to shoot yourself, like actually,
dude, it's not a setup. He would stand on where an eave gonna be on
like on
top
the
of the
gutter.
wall. He would do something on the wall, holds it with his foot. He would shoot the wall. It would go through, not through, or it would go a little bit away into his foot. And he's like, "Oh shit!" And it would.
You can see blood and everything.
Yeah, they start bleeding.
Crazy.
Like these guys are like hanging off a truss to pull it down to nail it to something.
Yeah.
And they're like hanging, and then like he can't get the nail gun because it's hooked to him, and he's like. It's I don't know, man. Some of the stuff.
I feel like this is really like set up on purpose for.
I don't know, man.
Because it works on social media.
You gotta be crazy.
You gotta be a
to
special
shoot
kind
yourself.
of stupid to do that.
Yeah.
To shoot yourself, yeah. So I
Dude,
need to
they
see it
all
to
are
see if
special
it's
kind of
like
stupid.
trickery, movie magic.
It's not
Yeah,
movie
you're good
magic.
with
It's not
film,
movie
check it
magic.
out.
I'll tell you what. I'll show you. You tell
Yeah.
me. Maybe we should try a couple.
I wanted to ask earlier, actually, you guys
hands.
were talking about like some stuff that somebody learned on YouTube, and I wanted to ask, do you guys see on site people, maybe customers more so, where they watch too much YouTube and they're like,
Yeah.
oh, I want this and this, and you're like, my God.
I'll answer that before you do.
Yeah.
I have a lot of clients that would come to us after watching YouTube telling us that we did something wrong. For an example, when you're doing tiles and you have your and you use
Like an uncoupled membrane,
concrete
rock, cement board.
some sheetrock or whatever, and they're like, well, you should use this and that system. I'm like, yeah, it doesn't mean that this system is wrong. You know what I mean? But we have a lot of those. Tell me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. The more I do it, the more you can kind of vet customers. The more you can kind of see like how they react. Like somebody that knows a ton about their project, either A, has had other contractors in here before explaining this to them, or B, like you said, on a YouTube, every once in a while, I'll have a customer that is knows what's
A
going
YouTube
on.
contractor.
What's that?
A YouTube contractor.
Yeah, and some of them know. They're older. They're in their 60s. Like, I've put in a bunch of windows. I've done some flooring. Like, they have a little bit of an idea. But then you get some, especially the customer, like, the wife's in the front, the husband's in the back. He's got his hands behind his head. He says something. She turns around and goes, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, I already know how this project's going to go. You know what I mean? Like, you can kind of vet and gauge customers, too. And then, I don't know, sometimes you got to give the customers the I don't want to do this job price. But if you're willing to pay me this amount, yes, I'll suffer for 2 months and reap the reward.
I'll be your psychiatrist.
We call those the FU prices. And it's kind of like, I don't want, well, you can't not give them a price. It's unprofessional. So you give them a price, you give them the one, and then sometimes you get that call and it's like, hey, I love your price. You're like,
yeah, you're like happy but not happy. You're like,
well, sometimes you're thinking, you're like, I don't know if I charge enough. Maybe it's too much. And they're like, we love it. You're like, I should have put another $5.
yeah,
Like, no. Well, whatever, man. You live. Sometimes you hit home runs and sometimes you don't. It's all about construction.
You guys were talking earlier about how you got to learn the language in construction, right?
Yep.
In any trade, you got to learn the language. So I find that what happens sometimes, I know for sure this happens in other places. So in trades, probably also happens. Some people, they learn the language, but they don't understand the job.
Yeah. Well, you have a lot.
That happens also.
Got a lot of inspectors like that too. You got some. I find some of the best inspectors I've ever dealt with were carpenters or some kind of tradesman before. Where, like for example, if I became a building inspector, I know where the cheats. I've done the cheats. I know where to see them. I know. Yeah. I can see what's happening. I can see if you are using the right hanger or whatever it is. You got the right nails. I've done the little cheats because I remember framing a floor when I was a kid. I framed the floor way too big. The second story over the garage. My trusses weren't going to work. They weren't going to land on the exterior wall. Now they're going to land inside. Bunch of cutting of the joist, a good old forklift behind me, pushing on the beam. I pushed the house back 4 inches. You know what I mean? I know how to do. I can see them and I can do them. A lot of the inspectors, a lot of them come straight from school. They understand the code phenomenally. I had this one lady inspector. She could not understand the framing, the structure, how the structure is held. She walked into the bathroom and said, that trap arm is too close. The trap arm distance away from, I was like, what? Instantly, trap arm's too far. I was like, but you don't understand the structure. How am I explaining you the structure?
Yeah,
now,
quite a lot.
Very good at code, but doesn't have the practical day-to-day being on a job, doing it, fixing it. How do you fix it? Is it fixable? Anything's fixable, it just costs money.
I'll give you an example. You're absolutely correct. We did a job, finished a basement in Barrie. Was it 2-3 years ago? Anyways, doesn't matter. So the guy comes in, and you know that the minimum height for basement is supposed to be 6'5".
Yeah.
Right. So there was a middle beam. It's one of those older basements where you have a load-bearing wall in between. So, not load-bearing wall. It has a columns and a big wooden beam.
It's got a big beam.
So wherever the beam was, it's 7'3". Usually what happens, an inspector would come in and that's an existing situation. What are you going to do? It is what it is.
Probably overspanned already. It's old stuff.
So this young fella comes in and he goes, well, listen, you got 2 choices. You either going to dig the floor. I'm like, what do you mean dig the floor? Well, create like a small kind of dent in the floor. I'm like, are you crazy? How am I going to put my flooring on? But that's what the code requires. I'm like, I understand, but this is existing conditions.
Yeah.
Like, come on, because of that. To make a long story short, of course, I had to give him an idea. What I did is I had to cut the beam and put a shorter beam with an angle.
Oh yeah.
With like a lintel, exterior lintel. But to make a long story short, you do not play around with existing structure. You don't. Usually, you just don't do that.
No,
And this idiot was on my kind of case with it. I was arguing with him for a month and a half until I just realized I'm losing my time. I got my guys quickly to cut the beam, put a shorter beam with some angle iron and all that. But
every once in a while,
those guys, and I told them, like, listen, you sound like one of my students in school. After I did it, and after he gave me the occupancy, I told him, like, honestly, man, you need to learn a little bit of construction.
Yeah, and you'd be a nicer person too. Some of them are nice people. It's like, what do they do to you?
Yeah,
I get it. You're having a bad day,
just,
but like, bro.
It's just this power trip they just started, and because the idea is this, I'm always telling everybody, you can't go and complain about an inspector because that's their job. So if you're complaining about an inspector, that means they're doing their job right.
Yeah.
So complaining is not going to help you.
No, of course not.
So
some of them are ridiculous. They have ridiculous.
They gotta go through the stage where
it's a power trip.
Exactly. They gotta go through the stage.
I control this. If I say no, nothing happens anymore.
Exactly.
Or you know what I do? I told one of them to go fly a kite. I was call my engineer. My engineer will trump the building inspector, and they can. And I learned that if you're having a problem with an inspector not passing something, your engineer can pass it for you.
Of course. But
take
sometimes
them right out of the scenario.
But sometimes you're definitely right.
But it costs you coin. It's going to cost you
some money. You're definitely right. But it's going to cost and it has to be right.
Exactly. They're not.
At the end of the day, an engineer, if an inspector asked you to do
add another ply or
not only add another ply or like in the situation that I had, it's not in the code, so it doesn't matter what you're going to do, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
It's just. There are some unwritten rules. Existing conditions you do not touch. No. Well, it's written, it's arguable, it's gray area, but no engineer letter will help you. Because if an engineer going to give you a letter saying that after my review, this is good as per code, you can't say that because it's not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there are situations that are very difficult, but this power trip has to, and and you can be like, F you, I'm going to call my engineer and give them a letter. He will pass you with something that, for example, on roughings, but then he'll find something else that is not good on occupancy, and you're going to waste a month and a half. Something that the engineer cannot help you with because now it has to do with codes.
Fire or some type of separation or stairs or...
So, sometimes you got to be... I'll be honest with you. I never argue with the inspector.
Or the Ministry of Labor. It's just...
And I don't give them ideas because more you talk to them, you give them more ideas for something else.
Yeah.
But I just tell me what I need. I'm going to write that down and get
just go
out of here.
And I can fix it. Like you said, sometimes you just say, oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, goodbye. Have a good day.
Yeah,
I'll see you.
You hire a body to
We'll
dress
see you
up.
when it's done.
They need to be a little more... They're too multifaceted. Like you got the ESA that does electrical, and that's great because they are masters of electrical.
Yeah.
You got a building inspector that's supposed to do foundation, framing, plumbing, HVAC, insulating. But come on, they might know a little bit of each, but they're not gonna know everything.
Not
right?
only that, it's very difficult when you're coming for 5 minutes to catch something. So the only thing they see is the generic thing that always is wrong.
Yeah.
Like you said.
Point loads. It's usually point loads, stair, hallway, widths, openings, closet. Like, it's simple stuff.
Yeah.
But what you need to, like, I don't know.
What you actually need to look at, they're not looking at.
It's the same problem that you were saying.
Yeah.
And you need to measure. You need to put a square and put a laser.
No, I'm okay with them not measuring.
The frame.
I don't want them to measure nothing.
Before we would finish houses with one of the contractors we worked for, the guy always had he had a huge piece of plywood that was cut on a 45. He takes it to every corner of your house. Because the ply comes from the factory, 90. So he would take them and shove them in each corner of your walls.
That's interesting.
Just to make sure they're roughly square. Because you don't want walls...
simple.
Why would an inspector care about...
No. This would be our framing...
Oh, okay, internal inspection.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
It's usually the guy that drives the forklift, to be honest. The guy that's delivering the material to all the different crews. He just pops in, he checks it before they pay you. They want to make sure the house is somewhat right, because when all the trades come in after you, if things are missing, then you start getting
such a hassle after
you get
that.
callbacks. Well, you get back.
Drywallers usually will complain.
Back charge. Oh, but it's no backing here, no back. We have to put backing as framers,
of course,
on top of all the walls in every corner. Backing for the drywall guys in the walls. Well, it helps us hold the walls up, but backing,
not only that, if the corners are not square, it's difficult for them to do the mud and all that.
It's cascading. The mud becomes harder. The baseboard, you can't cut to 45 anymore. That's 46 and a half. It's 40. Well, I coat my baseboard anyway, so it's not an issue for me. And I like to pre-build all my stuff, like on the ground.
But isn't that the whole idea of finish carpentry? You should be a professional to do that. You should not complain.
No, well, you
cope it great. That's how it's supposed to be done.
There's ways
like you're not coming in. If I pay you because you can make a 45-degree cut, everybody can do that. If you're a professional carpenter,
how do you fix a wall and still make it look good?
Yeah, come on. Like,
gotta look good.
That's this stuff I'm like getting personally upset.
Well, that's
when a finished carpenter comes in and they're like, well, all the walls are not straight. How am I gonna
figure it out?
You're freaking a professional. Cope your baseboards, and you're gonna be fine.
Get an angle
It's
finder.
your job to make sure that it's done right.
Get an angle finder. I use it all the time.
Yeah.
Check my outside corner.
Otherwise, my son could come to the site and do the baseboard himself.
I'm telling you. Well, that's the problem is especially with the trades now, everything's specialized.
Yeah.
You hardly get a carpenter that does framing, that does finishing, that can put stairs together, that could tile and hang some drywall, do some hardwood flooring, because I'm just a framer, or I'm just a finish guy, or I'm just a kitchen installer, or you know what I mean? That's what's happened to especially carpentry. It's gone special. The old man I worked for, he told me, to be a carpenter, you need to be a carpenter.
Exactly.
To be well-rounded.
Exactly.
Rough, finish, cabinets, stairs, hardwood flooring,
Absolutely.
railings. You got it. That's why
Absolutely.
I always notice that they're the ones that run sites, because
Same as
have the idea. They know a little bit of everything. Sometimes I go to projects and I go, before anything's even there, I go, how are you going to finish this window with trim? It's once you frame this wall out and now you lose 2 inches, you don't have trim left on the side. I'm the guy coming to do the finish work, so I want to know, how are we finishing this?
But same as a kitchen guy. A kitchen guy is not a guy who can put a cabinet, because everybody can screw. You should be able to do it on a very bad wall and make sure that everything is right.
Jim and level and
exactly. That's your job.
Nice.
Otherwise, you're not a kitchen guy.
No, you're not. You're just
You're just somebody who can hang a cabinet. Everybody can hang a cabinet on a couple of 2x4s.
That's why having a license in carpentry would be good, because
Agreed.
when you go to do your red seal, you need to know framing, forming, finish work, renovations, exterior work, siding. You need to understand how that works. how roofs work, because not all roofs are shingled. Some of them are shaked. Some of them are still lumber. So you need to know these things, and I don't know. That's what I've noticed a lot is they're very one thing oriented, focused. I'm just a framer. I'm just a this. I'm just a that, and they don't do a little bit. Wow, you don't want to be. You want to master in something, of course. You don't want to just be a jack of all. And, but it helps because you have that. You know what's going on. You can see things before they happen, and that's one of my.
That's experience.
Yeah,
and you also need to know how to use the right materials.
Yeah,
like I had a kitchen guy now finishing one project for us. Beautiful kitchen, everything, of course, done by my shop drawings. Our office in Acadia did the shop drawings. No mistakes, no nothing. Everything was perfect. Great. A month later, a couple of weeks later after the installation is done, the whole ceiling has a crack.
Crown right to the ceiling or cabinet right to the ceiling?
Well, he had a crown, like an inch crown, and it had a crack.
Stop doing that.
Listen to that. It's perfectly fine. You just need to do it right and how to use the right materials. I called the guy. I'm like, when can you come fix it? The guy's like, well, this and that. To make a long story short, the guy calls me, well, that's not and I was owing a certain amount of money to this company. I didn't pay until it was done. I told him for 2 weeks, are you coming back to fix it or I'm going to do it myself? Literally, I went to do it myself because I had no time to waste.
Sometimes you got to do it.
Listen to this. I went inside. The guy used Alex. Alex shrinks and it creates a crack. Now, that shows me lack of knowledge. You can be the best installer in the world. If you don't know which materials to use for which areas, Alex is not there to cover more than quarter of an inch seal. They're different.
Big stretch. You got to use.
Great. So you know that. I'm very proud. My student. I'm very proud of you. So you know that he did not. You can be an installer for 20 years, and if you don't know those little details, you're a bad installer.
What have you been installing?
Now you can tell me, well, Max, I'm doing kitchens. I'm not specializing in finish.
I don't know. There's guys that just do caulking. There are guys that just do caulking.
But I'm not going to call a caulking guy to do that. You need to be in your trade. You need to know which caulking to use. Same as a tiler. You need to know not only which mortar to use. You also need to know which caulking to use inside of the shower to make sure that you don't have cracks in the corner. Because every tile, well, not every, most of tile guys supposed to know that you do not put grout in a corner. You have to use
silicone.
Exactly, because it's going to crack. Even though everybody uses grout in the corner.
And silicone on top.
Of course.
Extra protection.
So yeah. But to make a long story short, me personally, I'm pissed off at people that don't know those little aspects of their own trade.
Yeah, it's the little things. It's the little details.
Same as you would know that in certain places, I'm not going to use that nail gun or those nails because they're not going to work here. I'm going to use a different gauge nail or a different gauge this, that.
Like when I set doors. I use a 15 gauge. When I do base, I use an 18. If I do finish work in the kitchen, I use a pin nail or 23. They have different applications for what they use for. But even when it comes to crown in a kitchen like that, I started leaving it down and leaving kind of like a shadow reveal. I don't want to touch the ceiling. I've had too many problems with, depends on the house, depends on the humidity. Do they keep it hot? Do they keep it cold? Do they keep it dry? Do they keep it wet in the house? I always will get some type of hairline, doesn't matter what silicone, depends if the cabinet stretches, the floor's got deflection, whatever. I started leaving it down and just leaving like a little shadow
so
reveal.
I'll tell you what, if you use a silicone base, if you use
like a big stretch, a Seiko or
not exterior because they smell.
No, they.
But if you use something like for window and bath,
they move. You're
gonna be fine. People just don't get that. Oh, usually you would use because it's not paintable.
Most silicones aren't.
Now let me ask you a question. Most silicone aren't. But why do they do that? Because unfortunately, even the painters are not painters anymore. So painters supposed to do a good job, not go on top of silicone. Now the problem is they're afraid to use the silicone because they can't even put silicone right. It's not gonna look nice.
Yeah, because
right?
You overdo it. It comes
Absolutely.
up the wall, it comes down.
So I had to, because the silicone, you don't touch it with your finger, whatever. But I came in and I did it myself, and it's freaking perfect. It's perfection because
You want it to be.
As a window and door guy back in the day, I know how to do my caulking. There you go, buddy. There you go. So
the spray, man.
you can do that too. Well, I didn't, but you can do that too. That's fine.
Tool it.
At the end of the day, as long as you can get the result, kitchen guys are using Alex
Plus,
which is simple, but then it's cracks. And now, I rather actually do what you do. Leave a little shadow, because it looks like that's how it's supposed to be done. When you have this crack in the ceiling, that looks ridiculous.
Yeah, you look like a...
Yeah, and then I've done it myself. And to be honest with you, I've done it, I think, a little bit before New Year's over our time off in Acadia. And I had to punish the trade financially for needing to do it myself.
I get it. And it happens, especially when you do trim work. Like, it's got to... That's why I like to coat my joints, because you don't need caulking in there. They're so tight. Well, it depends. If you're doing wood...
Yeah.
If you're doing a stain grade finish trim, you can't use caulking. You can't. It needs to be tight. It's going to be stained. You can't be putting wood filler in there.
I don't know how many professionals just do 45, like you said, and complaining that the whole world is at a fault.
It's simple. Look at the drywall work. Do you think the taper brings that work to the floor? No, he doesn't. He brings that work to where his trowel pretty much stops. He's got 3 inches of base to cover that. You should know, when I have guys working for me doing trim work, the first thing I make them do is they take a speed square, they go into the corner, and they find out what the difference is.
But let me ask you a question. When you frame those walls, would you frame them 45?
They would be perfect. They'd be
Good.
90.
45, right? Yeah, okay, that's a stupid
90.
question.
It'd be 90.
Now, the drywallers, would they do 45 on top of it? Yes.
They're going to butt it.
And then the taper comes in.
That's when the
it
wall...
would add 1/8 on each side. That's it. You're done. You're not going to have your corner 45.
The moment you put mud on the wall, the wall's not level, flat, anything. It's all illusion. It's all illusion that it looks like one giant...
So therefore, when you're a finished carpenter and you're complaining that your corners are not 45...
Figure it out.
How can they be 45?
They won't be. And like you said, is this the second, third time? Has baseboard been in here before? Is this a renovation? Is there, like, you know what I mean? What is the drywall? Is the drywall broken down there? Can will the baseboard even hold itself in, shoot it, and just fly back into the wall? Do I need to add some mud to keep it in safe? Like you said, I get my guy to go into the corner, take a screw. Nothing worse than you go put 2 base together. Top's nice, bottom kicks in. What needs to happen is you need to put a screw behind that. So it kicks it back out. You need to go and prep those corners and put a screw. You can always in and out the screw.
Like a shim behind. Oh, my, I never even
the bottom. The top you can shove and shim if you have to. And especially...
Did I tell you I'm proud? I'm proud.
Like a corner like this here, this outside corner, I'd pre-cut this corner. I'd glue that corner outside with CA glue. It's like super glue. One side this, spray the other side. Touch it. You got like 5 seconds and watch your fingers because it's going to glue your hand to it. Glued my fingers lots of times. Now that corner's perfect.
What is it? The activator, right?
I don't know.
Activator spray.
Rip it.
So
it's an activator. It's a glue, and you can use it with the crazy glue. It just does. This one, it's a solid in 5 seconds. Solid as a rock. Holds a couple 1,000 pounds. I don't really care. I'll put a gauge on the wall and check what the angle is. It's probably going to be 46, 47, might be 44, whatever it is. I'll cut the base to that angle. But I don't trust the wall. And I would rather add caulking to the top when the painter comes than have the joint look like look horrible. So I pre-do that joint, stick it into the corner, just find the studs, bang, bang, bang. That's how I do my door casing too. I'd mark my reveal around the jamb, make my measurements, cut it on the ground, glue it on the ground.
Glue it together and put it as a one
piece.
Pick
it up and throw it
I love it when carpenters do that.
Because
not piece by piece and then...
Now I know the joint's good. The joint's not... The moment I nail this side, it's not going to go this way and that one's going to go that way. I can keep a consistent reveal around. And worst comes to worst, the jam side and the wall side, they both get caulking.
Yeah.
They're both need... You need to hide that gap somehow and it will be caulked. Now, sometimes the walls are crazy out. Sometimes the drywall is past it. I've had other carpenters... I've had guys call me. I can't frame this. The drywall is a 1/2 inch past the jam.
Oh wow!
Or in.
So what do? Do you add something to a jam, or do you replace the jam with a custom piece?
There's a couple ways to do it. If the drywall is out of the jam, past
if it's proud,
you can drywall is not solid. It can crush a little bit. You could trace where the molding's going to go. You could take a multi-tool. You can kind of trench it into the drywall. The edge of the trim if you had a big thick trim, it may be inserted into the wall a little bit because it's in. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you can bang the drywall, or you can do a thing called rolling your miter. You can simulate what's happening up there. If my jam is a 1/4 inch proud, when I go to my chop saw, I'll take a 1/4 inch drill bit, I'll slide it under the back of the piece to prop it at a 1/4 of an inch, chop it, and what I just did is I rolled that miter.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
It's kind of doing a compound bevel, but instead of moving my saw like this and my brain going in a vortex, I just shim it with a bit.
See, that's the difference between a finished carpenter and a finished carpenter.
Because I've ran into it a bunch, and I'm on my own. There's nobody to come. That's YouTube, Google. How do you do? There's got to be a way. This isn't the first. I'm not the first person to run into this. 1,000 things you could learn on the internet too. Yeah, and yeah, it's called rolling your miter. There's an easy way to do it, and you just
that's the difference. That not every guy like you is gonna be like, oh, how they do this. They're not gonna go look.
They won't even tell you how to do that because they'll take those secrets to the grave with them. Because once you learn how to do that thing, I can fix that now. It's not a big. I don't have to call this guy to come do all.
No, don't worry. These guys usually would not do that.
But when you get good at something that people aren't very good at, it makes you in demand. And I see that a lot with finish work, that there are some heavy hacks out there. And when people want quality, they'll give you the ring. Sometimes.
But that's where it is. When you're given a quote, a lot of people say, well, why are you more expensive than this guy? Because I got all those secrets to make your house look 1,000 times better than corners on top of your doors, trims with corners caulked, disgustingly caulked, and then you paint on top of it. And
it's like hanging a door. If a door comes on a jam, like a pre-hung door, I don't know, I've installed maybe 1,000 of them. I could put that door in maybe 20 minutes. If I charge a customer $150 to put the door in and case it out, and it takes me a half hour, 45 minutes, I've had customers go like, how can you justify that? I go, listen, do you want me to sit down and walk around your house for 2 hours and do nothing? I put in so many doors that I can do them fast. You know why you hired me to put in the doors? Because you can't put in the doors. And why do I take a hit or an incentive? Because I'm good at it. I'm going to make the most money. I could install all the doors in this house in half the day and make a shit ton of money, or I could walk around.
And save you a lot of time because now you can call somebody else.
Or I could walk around for 2 days and say, hey, you owe me for 2 days of work. Why am I going to punish myself? So sometimes customers, it's like, listen.
Yeah.
In commercial, for an example, in commercial, you save yourself on lease another month when you get somebody like you. So you can pay a little bit more to every trade to do their job better and faster. And then, or you can pay less, get issues, and then pay 2 more months on lease.
Listen, there's some things.
Every lease could cost you like 15, 16 grand. So it's $30,000 extra that you're paying without even knowing that.
Some things you can cheap out on. Clothes, cars. I mean, there's 2 things I want. Food in your house. I mean, why be cheap? These are not like a kitchen. Like I always tell people with kitchens, there's like, we're talking tiers. We're talking like thermofoil and MDF. We're talking like solid plywood and hardwoods. Like where are we in here? Because that price difference is tremendous.
But you know the triangle of fast, cheap, and good, right? Yeah, you can only have 2 out of the 3.
Get 2
That's
out
it.
of the 3. Yeah.
Either fast and cheap, either fast and good.
Yeah.
Good and cheap.
2 out of 3.
Yeah.
And you get to choose what you want. When it comes to your house, I would probably go with the good options.
Fast and good, but not cheap.
Not cheap. Never. Nothing's cheap. Go outside. I just bought silicone and a roll of green tape the other day to finish off a little paint job. It's like $15. I almost had a heart attack.
Mm.
Green tape I'm about to throw out. Everything is expensive. So labor is going to come with it. And especially the economy we're in now, a truck is $100,000 for an F-150.
Well, I'll tell you what, the formula is simple. If somebody's charging 10 grand and you charge 12 grand, but you do fast and good, but not cheap. So now you came in, did your job in a week. Somebody else will do it in 2. So take 10 trades that finish a week earlier. Now you're a couple of months earlier. Now I'm just explaining what I said before. And if you have a lease, for example, you leased a unit, a commercial unit, or you want to rent a basement. Let's not even talk about a unit. So you want to rent a basement and you really need the money ASAP. So waiting for the construction to finish will take 3 months. But now getting somebody better, well, not 3 months, let's say 6 months with permits and everything, getting good companies will reduce that waiting time for, let's say, 3 months. So now you gain yourself 3 months of extra pay. In commercial, going back to commercial, in commercial scale, if a unit costs, let's say, $8,000, $9,000, $10,000 a month of lease, and you're saving yourself over the renovation that can go 3 months, 1 month, you saved yourself 10 grand.
Yeah, easy.
So what are you willing to pay for an extra month or better labor?
Yeah, and that's,
I think it's a better labor anytime.
yeah, it's you gotta have passion in what you do. You gotta like what you do, and
Yeah.
you gotta do as you would do in your own house.
Yeah.
Don't do some shit job that you. If I do something that's a little like I won't even sleep at night. I'll be laying in my bed like, man, I gotta go there tomorrow and fix this. I don't know why I tried to save myself an hour. I should have just. I'm like, the next day tomorrow, Sawzall, cut it out. I'm dreading it the whole drive. I'm like, I don't want to do this, man. But I put myself in the situation, so you know what I mean. And especially when you work with other trades. Sure, you want to finish your job today, but if you come back next week and Buddy comes in tomorrow and gets his done, not only is he going to do a better job, he's going to be happier. You're going to be able to...
But also in other jobs, he will say, well, I worked on that house and there was this guy, James, did such a great job. Let's call him here as well.
Word of mouth, too, it's
Yeah.
great because a lot of...
It's better than any other
advertising, and that's a lot of my work, too. It's a lot I do work for some contractors here and there, and I do their framing and their finishing. And I got my own clients. Like, you know, I've done a bathroom or kitchen for somebody, and hey, I want to do mine, or I want to build a deck, or I want to do a fence, or whatever. So a little bit of everything there, man. So you need good trades, and once you find them, they're hard to find. But when you find them, like I have a painter, my buddy Dave, he's the best. I didn't know painting was such an art until I watched a painter paint. Oh my God,
a painter, not a guy with things that can paint.
No. The straight like an air.
Yeah.
First of all, he said painting's easy. Those prep's hard. He goes, you need to make sure that the surfaces you're painting. Have you seen a tape joint like that? This guy would tape it. He would finish it. Because I'm not painting this. And then having called back and said, why do I see this in my wall?
And then vacuum the walls and everything.
He's unbelievable. He masks every window. He sprays. He likes to spray his trim work and his doors and then roll wherever he can, or depends, takes off popcorn ceilings and tapes. Like
I hate painters that spray the walls, man.
I don't like the wall spray, but I like the trim.
No, usually you get the cracks
in
the corners right away because it's too thick of a layer.
Hand and roller, but doors and trim, man, it looks like glass when it's sprayed. Because if not, you can see the roller marks, the brush marks, especially on flat doors.
Yeah.
You can really see it. If you got paneled doors with some texture, you don't see it as much. But then there's the difference between glosses and sheens, and when you're trying to hide stuff in oil paint and latex and what can go on what and how the prep work works. And yeah, man, painting.
That's a lot of work. Even cleaning your sprayer all the time in between.
Your brushes.
It's a lot of work.
You can do a fantastic job. You get a bad paint job, job's ruined.
Yeah,
exactly.
Same as with carpentry.
Yeah.
Those are the things that you see eventually. You don't see the crooked drywall. You don't see the...
No, that's why finish work needs to be perfect. Because
that's why I hate when a finished carpenter complains. Like, they should not complain. They are the ones that should fix everything.
I'm not there to make... I can't make everything perfect.
Yeah.
Make it look perfect, though.
Exactly.
I can't make everything perfect.
Absolutely.
It's impossible.
And nothing is perfect in construction.
I mean, I'm sure I could if
but
I
you should mask it nicely.
6 years building a house. Yeah, I could make everything probably perfect. But as you get more in the industry, you learn, it doesn't matter so much. We can, who cares? Fix it another time.
It should be masked. I come into the room. I'm not going to try and look whether it's 45 degrees or not. No, I want to see if everything is good together, if everything is tight, if there are no seams on the casings, baseboard, if the paint doesn't have any cracks or all
walls
that.
Don't move, especially at door openings. Go grab the one leg of the jamb. You can because they don't nail the plates properly. You know a door's coming there. When I framed walls from that old man, where you have your doubles, your kings or your jack studs, you need 2 nails, 45 right there through the bottom of that plate. Not only the plate's got to be nailed, but right there when you chop that plate out and you bring furniture in and you hit that corner of the door, the bottom of the jamb is going to shake. And I've gone into houses and because like sometimes my door closes, sometimes it doesn't. I grab the bottom of the wall and I shift the wall. I go, does it close like this or does it close like that? I go, your walls move. That's why the doors don't work. Like whoever framed this didn't shoot a nail. And then the drywall guy probably seen that. The plumber that put the wiring in there probably seen it. And nobody decided to, I'm just going to throw a screw in this thing because this thing's moving around on me a lot. No, it's another guy's problem. Another guy's problem. Crazy. Painter will fix it. The painter will fix it.
And then they do the doors, and the doors pretty much on finished nails.
Doors don't work.
They don't use screws anymore.
No, I hide them behind the door jamb. I mean the door stop.
Yeah, but how many doors when we renovate or whatever, we remove the door, we start removing the jambs around, and they're pretty much unfinished nails.
Yeah, they're just nailed in.
That's it.
He screws them.
That's it. And then the doors shift or sag or whatever, and they don't close after like a year.
Yeah, and then it's also humidity too. I went to a house to help a finished carpenter not too long ago. It was in Oshawa. It was a big custom house. Buddy had appendicitis, so he couldn't finish the house, so he called me. He's another finished carpenter. Hey, I'm installing doors, wood trim. House isn't even heated.
Oh, crap.
They're just running little heaters here. I told Buddy, I was like, bro, he goes,
it's all going to get.
He goes, everything is going to expand and crack and move and nothing is going to work in this house. He goes, listen, man,
done.
I worked for this builder before. He doesn't care. He just wants it done, which is hilarious. How these guys build custom homes. It's got to be money laundering. It's got to be some fucking scam, some way, because the floors are uncovered. Like there's mud. I'm thinking to myself, like, this is a nightmare, dude. I'm just going to put these doors in. I'll trim this out and I'm out of here. There's not, what am I going to do about it? You know what I mean? What am I going to do? I need to get paid too. So it's like.
No, that's why usually you do framing. After framing, you're going to do all the sheeting, everything. You close everything from the outside and you bring the HVAC right away to heat up the. Yeah, well, I mean, windows and then.
Yeah, the process, at least.
And then you do
at least
whatever.
in subdivision work, it's house is framed, shingles go on, bricks go on, windows and doors go in. You're now in lockout stage.
Yeah.
It's honestly, not getting wet in. It's not. Nobody can come in, and then furnace goes in.
Honestly, forget about the brick. Forget about the brick. The brick is just a finish.
Well, the windows and the doors got to be in.
Yeah, windows,
at least
doors.
Before you brick.
Windows, doors, tie vac on top of your sheeting, you're good to go.
Yeah.
That's it.
As long as you got somewhat
and
of a
foam,
way
of
to lock
course,
it
around
out.
them. That's it.
And then
you bring HVAC. They start to heat up the building from the inside. You can keep working in and out, whatever you like.
Yeah, and that's if you're a good project manager, you can schedule guys for inside work and outside work, and you don't stack them on top of each other. These guys hate. I'm telling you, I'm a tradesman too. Sometimes we'd be some big bitches.
Yeah,
like I need my space. This guy's in my area. Like, you
gotta put your saw, and then all of a sudden the guys.
A finish guy, me as a carpenter, yeah, I do need some space. I'm cutting 16-foot base.
Exactly.
I have a chop saw. I got a table saw. I need if I'm working on doors and routering hinges, I need to have some space.
Not even that. You gotta rotate your materials and all that.
Yeah, if I gotta make a cut this way, if I'm cutting 16-foot baseboard, I need 16 feet one way and 16 feet the other way because I'm cutting joints this way and I'm cutting joints this way. So I'm gonna be moving around, But
and then the electrician walks around.
Yeah, with the ladder. He puts the ladder right there. I gotta do this pot layer here. Fuck's sakes. Me, I don't care. It's whatever. I don't care.
Well, he should care. It's perfectly fine.
I do. Sometimes but at the end, I just want to get paid. I'm not gonna cry about it. What does crying get you? It doesn't get you nowhere. There's no solution to crying. The problem doesn't get solved. Nothing gets solved. People just get upset, and then sometimes they do even worse work. If you show up to a house and the conditions are garbage and there's shit everywhere, you think you're going to do a good job? Hey, now you should finish and get the hell out of there. Now you show up to a job site where things are clean and materials stacked and things are taken care of. You're like, all right.
Yeah.
Maybe these guys care,
Or care, or have a lot of money to lose.
Or that.
Because at the end of the day, construction has to fly, has to move.
Time and money.
Of course, there should be,
Quality.
I think, the balance between the two.
But time and money are the two most. Those are the only factors, really. Quality is just something you can throw in there. But good supers, good trades, they can see quality control. They have quality control themselves. They'll cut a piece short and be like, fuck, I gotta go cut a new one. I can't put that thing there. You know what I mean? It's like, Or you make a cut like a heavy cut tile, and you're notching out this thing, and it's a U shape. You put it in, it's a quarter inch smaller. Like, I gotta go cut a new one. I can't put that there. Because if I put that there, I'll literally lay in bed and go, man, I got to take that piece off. I got to take that piece off.
I watched that one short. It was funny. So this guy shows you how to cut a tile. So he cuts the tile and a little chipped out. And he's like, let me show you how you fix that.
Super glue?
So he takes the tile, it goes, there's a glue, everything. So you assume he's going to do super glue. He takes his hammer, you cut a new one. And I'm like,
yeah.
That's amazing.
Oh yeah.
No super glue, buddy.
Oh no.
He breaks it with a hammer. It's like you cut a new one.
That's the thing with cheap tile too.
I said you're gonna say he's just gonna do nothing and be like, yeah, you don't need to fix it.
I saw those as well.
Now, this is the thing about knowing. If that's in a corner and you got base on top and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Now, should you replace it?
Not with me, my brother.
Yeah, probably.
Not with me,
you should probably replace it. But some guys will look at that and say,
well, visible or
hide
not
that.
visible?
Well, not visible, hidden under
tell
the
you
wall.
something.
But some guys,
I'll tell you
depends
something.
on the person working, right?
I'll tell you something. I had a crew now on one of the projects doing tiles. I brought them in, and we didn't have a shop drawing for tile. But when you call a professional tile guy to do a shower,
They are the drawing.
few things your assumption are. When a tiler starts a job, when you do floors, where are you going to start with a full tile?
The door.
There you go.
Always.
Thank you. Number one, I come in, they start from the other side. I'm like, dude, before it's too late, remove, start. It's not about easier. It's about
visual. It's
visual. You open the door, you don't see a cut. You see a straight tile. I leave. The day after I come in, they do shower. They start from the bottom. I'm like, stop. Again, I got so pissed off. A crew I will never hire again. They start from the bottom. I'm like, what are you doing? It's like, well, we start from the... I'm like, yeah, but then you're going to have your mortar bed after that, and you're going to cover a full tile while you're going to have a cut on top. What are you suggesting? I'm like, you're calculating.
Yeah.
You're going to have full tile at the top, and you're going to put a board, like 1 by whatever. You screw it to the wall, and you make sure... He does that. Listen to this. It does that. An hour passes. I come back. Again, I see he starts from the side of the wall. I'm like, what the hell are you doing?
Full piece and ends with a cut or vice versa.
Exactly.
Yeah, bad layout.
I'm like,
Poor.
you come in, which corner do you see? So anyways, to make a long story short, I was teaching them over 5 days how to do tiles. And eventually I got so frustrated, I told them to get the hell out of there. I just brought other people. I broke the whole wall. I broke everything down, and we redid it. Yeah. And he goes, well, Max, when you didn't tell us that you want that kind of quality. I'm like, that's actually when I threw them out of the job site, because I'm like,
Shouldn't have to be talked to.
There is no quality in tiles. Tiles is an art. If you can't do the tile right, get the hell out of my site. I don't want you here.
It's an art, man.
Or those situations where you have a seam going and you got a niche. Mm-hmm. You can either continue the seam into the niche,
you can follow
or you can
wrap it around
you know what
the
I mean?
wall. You can like subway tile it around.
There's so many ways of doing things, and
it's visual. Some, like you said, that's where the passion comes in. Like
I'm very passionate about my jobs. I was
always told no slivers. Doesn't matter if it's in flooring or it's in tiling. No slivers. Figure out where you're starting. If you got to cut half. You got to cut half the first row to end up with something decent up top.
You do it.
Now, to an extent, right? You want it to look symmetrical. You don't... Some people want it exact. You know what I mean? Like, if you start with a half, I want to finish with a half. Or I want a full up here. And
oh, no, that's too much.
Well, some people get really...
I personally think that...
Or they want their niches to fall on... Sometimes when I tile, I'll put my niche in later as I'm tiling. So I can end it. So I don't end with, like, say your niche is like down here. You got to make a sliver of a tile cut, a notch to get that up there. I'll wait and I'll know where the studs are in the wall. They're marked. And when I get to that seam, that full tile, then I'll put the niche in there. So it ends on that nice full tile. I can put a nice jam, or I can 45 the sill, or however you want to do it.
I'll tell you what, I got a guy. He's not the cheapest. He does bathrooms for me. Well, one of. The one thing I love about him, he doesn't start the tiles until he actually aligned everything. And when you see the final product, everything is symmetrical. Yeah. If you need to start with one tile in the center or two tiles to have one seam in the center.
Start on the grout line, or you start in the middle. Depends.
Brother, I'm looking at his job. I'm just going to say it. It's better than if you know what movie. It's better than watching.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. The guy makes such a beautiful work
The artist, man.
that you stand there. I don't want to go home. You stand there for another hour and you just watch it. And you see the nice benches and you see everything and all that.
I'm telling you.
That's the kind of job that I like. Yes, it charges a little bit more.
It doesn't matter. It's worth it. It's worth
Not
it
in
every-
this case.
It's worth it
Not in
every
this
time.
case.
It's worth it every time. That Fernando, the guy I did the tile work for and still helping here and there, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Doesn't matter if it's glass and it's got pencil edges and bull nose tile. It doesn't matter. He can. It doesn't. If they want one giant tile on the floor and you got to break it into 4 to slope it to the center.
Yeah.
This guy's it's magic. It's magic. He sets pans. He still does pans by hand with mud, sand mix, waterproofing sand mix, and just
Love it.
level,
Love it.
shave
Love
it,
it.
watch. I'm like, dude, this is like, where do you even start? Like,
Love
how
it.
does
I
your
would
brain
sit
work?
down all day long, just watch this.
Oh, he's an artist. He's an artist. And when I worked with him, he would never let me use a wet saw, ever. Grinder and a snap cutter.
Gotta
He
know.
goes, listen, he
You
goes,
gotta-
buddy, when you get into houses that are finished, you can't set up water saws ever. You
Yeah.
can't. You don't have the space. You want to do it in the winter, you want to freeze your hands, your motor's going to freeze. The water, it's not going to work. Grind, bevel things with grinder, cut circles for the shitter out with a grinder. You can cut a circle. No, you can roll the whole thing. You don't have to. You can like hexagon it or octagon it and cut through the back and knock
I
it out.
love it how they got those cones now. And
Oh
all
yeah,
that.
those ones
Oh
are
my
nice.
God.
They help out a lot. But we would make notches. I would look at this guy like, how am I going to make this cut? He'd be like, oh, you can do it. Trust me. You
So I'll
can
tell you
figure it
something.
out. There's a way.
My first job was laying tiles,
It's not easy.
and I used the grinder for 3 years until I
You
quit.
get good. Boy, I could cut. I'd have a customers
You
be like, how
feel the tile. You just feel the tile.
Oh yeah, you can.
You know when it's about to break or
You
not.
need a
Yeah.
good blade too. And sometimes you make like you're cutting out an outlet. You're like, oh, I know. I can just tap it here and the thing will pop out. Sometimes you tap it and the whole tile.
The whole tile breaks.
Like it.
But you know what?
happens.
That's because of the quality of tiles. When I did that,
And the blades.
whatever, many years ago, that too long ago. But tiles didn't break that easy as now. Tiles are.
I see videos
poor
of how
quality
they're
now.
manufactured now. There's a big problem with tile and the bowing in tile.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Especially the bigger the tile. Well, it depends on where it comes from. But we have a lot of bathrooms where they want bricks. They want a brick stack. They want a full in the middle, like a full tile and a brick layout, right? But full middle. The problem is the edges of these tiles are flat.
Goes like
The middle is bowed.
yeah.
Now the row above it has 2 square edges coming down onto a bow. Now how do you solve this issue? You can't. If you look at the manufacturer of the tile, they'll probably say it's a 1/3 stagger, not a half stagger, because the bowing, you get like this going on with the tile. Now, you can't shave the back of every tile. You'll be there for 10 years trying to finish a job. So the clip systems, they do help, but I mean, it's an artwork, man. It's a little mortar here, a little less here.
Fine enough.
All hand. These guys, my buddy installs a tile and it's all, he goes, buddy, you have to feel it with your hand. Your hand tells you, and not your tips, like your hand. And if it feels good and there's no lippage and you bang it back, you pull the tile, I don't know, it's crazy. It's art.
I did a floor in this bathroom, and the homeowner bought a tile from this place. Screw them. Olympia tiles. Crop tile.
Yeah, they have some.
Crop tile.
Centura is good.
Hmm?
Centura tile's pretty good too.
Centura-
And Olympia is not horrible. They got good
Anyways.
stuff here and there.
Anyways, so they bought tile that imitates hardwood.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The picture was nice, like the finish was nice, but then it was bowing like this
Wasn't even
on a
straight.
side. Yeah. So
Can't butt.
I come in, I see my tiler, install the whole floor. The whole floor goes like this. I'm like, what the hell is going on? It's like,
The tile's bowed.
now he's trying to explain to me that situation. I'm now going back to this client. You remember the frames are beautiful.
Yeah.
I was that guy who didn't understand. I'm like, what are you talking about? Is that even possible? He's like, the tile was bowed. I'm like, what do you mean bowed? Okay, so why is it going to the side?
No, the edge is bowed.
And then he gives me 2 tiles,
Put them together.
and they make an X like this.
I believe it, buddy.
What?
Quality control, none of.
And I'm like, okay, why didn't you call me right away? Why did you finish the floor? I removed the whole floor. I redid it completely
That's the thing.
with a different tile. We had to go, but
Yeah, you get mad.
that was such a nightmare.
I had a heated floor once. It wouldn't work. Would not work. Didn't matter. I got resistance. I checked ohms.
After you finish the tiles?
Thank God I checked before.
Oh, okay.
Just the thermostat itself was faulty. Like the actual, I was able to, when I popped it out of the case, it would click and turn on. But whenever it was in the case, I spent like 2 days pulling my hair out. Like, what? Is there a nick in the floor? Is there a nick in the wire somewhere? I'm testing resistance. No, the actual product was no good.
Both.
I had that same thing with a plumbing valve once. Soldered a valve on, drip, 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 drip.
You would think it's brand new. That can be.
Take it off, clean the shit out of the pipe, clean the fitting, solder on, drip, 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 defective valve. Valve was no good.
Yeah, that's the most difficult problem when you get something new and it's
That's
broken.
right.
You're like, it can't be. It's new.
Because I'm thinking to myself, do I know anything? Like, why does this work?
The problem is nobody is responsible for it.
No, it's,
Doesn't matter what.
you take it back to Home Depot. Oh, yeah, well,
Oh, well, why did you install it? Well, because I would have thought that it's brand new.
that place drives me nuts. You know what the pass load is, right? The nail gun, the pass load.
Okay.
It uses a gas
Yeah.
canister on the back.
I got one of those. I hate it.
Some dickhead put empty canisters in a 3-pack, took it to Home Depot, returned it, got a fresh 3-pack. My dumbass bought the empty ones. I go back to the job. My gun still doesn't work. I can't figure it out. I go to Home Depot. I tell the lady, and she's like, "What's wrong with them?" I go, "Do you know what this is? You know what this is for?" "No, I don't know." So why are you
She just sees the bottle.
why are
everything
you
is okay.
questioning me right now? What's wrong with it? Why are you returning? I go, "Listen, first of all, I just drove back here. Okay, I should be working right now.
Wasting my time and my
I am
money.
returning this product. I'm getting a new one, and this is the end of the story. You're not. I don't understand. I'm like, what do you use this for? You know what this is? It's a gas canister for a nail gun. You know what the nails you shoot on an angle, 32-degree nails? Like, just to blow her mind. Like, leave me alone. You don't like. I need the product. And same thing happens when they're defective. It's like, well, like I don't know, 1 out of 100. You bad luck. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah.
I guess
So you want to tell me somebody returned it before you,
empty.
empty,
They knew.
and they don't even know to see the difference.
They don't even know what it is. They just know where it goes on the shelf. Buddy, I bought a railing kit for a metal railing. The stair kit was already cut. And I was working up in the country. I was working in Tottenham.
Oh,
It's
crap.
like a good 45-minute drive to get the brand for Home Depot. So I opened the box up, and it's already cut. And I'm like, dude, you got to be joking. I said, what am I doing? Like, you want to go home? Like, I told my buddy, like, you want to go home? It's already noon. By the time I get here and I come back, it's going to be 3 o'clock. We're an hour and a half away from home. Like, just do this tomorrow. What's the point? I also bought a door once from Home Depot that had an inch cut off of it. Supposed to be an 80-inch door. It was 79.
79.
How does that happen?
Some dickhead
Somebody
cut
returned
too
it.
much off of it, probably.
and
then
returned it.
They don't know.
They
it's
don't
a
even-
nine
They're not going to
eight.
measure. Yeah.
They don't even check. It stands on the
Yeah,
card right next to you. You just
The
give
lady,
them the
she
receipt.
works, she's in high school. She's there from
It's not
5
even
to
that.
9. You just
It's not
show
even
up. Here's
that.
the receipt.
It's
don't
not like they
know.
look at the door. The door is standing on the side. You just, okay, I don't need it. I'm returning it.
Yeah,
That's it.
exactly. They're not going to measure it. Yeah.
So yeah, I've had that a few times. I'm just like, dude, I'm gonna kill somebody if I come back in here again. Yeah, I go there 10 times a day sometimes. It's like, man, Home Depot's the worst. Well, but they're competitive though. That's the only problem. They have decent pricing.
Nothing better.
They got nothing. Their lumber, you can't compare it to anybody. They got the cheapest, even though it's the most. It seems expensive. It's not. You go to a mom and pop. You go to a Turk Street. You go to a small lumber yard. Even more expensive.
Yeah, because the volume that they buy is
Look at the amount
massive.
of stores they got.
Yeah, of
Instead of one company buying 1,000, these guys buy 100,000 studs, and
Of
then their
course.
price is.
Yeah.
But the quality is no good. You
They
gotta
have
sit
the
there
power
and
and
But then also when they buy studs for subdivision and all that, they just don't care
no,
about
they just
quality.
Throw it in a pack.
Yeah, you care about quality. They don't.
Oh yeah, I had one pack of lumber, second floor, interior walls. So when it comes to trussed roofs, they just sit on the outside.
Yeah, of course.
You know, nothing. The inside walls they're just there, really. They're just dividing walls,
Yeah.
really, on the second floor. The whole stack of lumber came up, and I was like, this looks a little brownish. Like, this looks odd. I grab a stack of like 6, 7. I'm like, okay, this feels like 1 or 2. I'm like, what is up with this lumber? I put it in the windowsill, and I got I'm like, man, I must weigh, back then, it must have been 150 pounds soaking wet. I stepped on the 2x4, cracked in half. The whole pile of studs were rotten. Every single one of them was rotten. I called the super. I said, buddy, I need a new pack of studs. Like, this thing's bad. You know what he told me? Build it. It's cosmetic. I said, what? He goes, I'm not getting you a new pack of lumber. This is your lumber package for your house. It's a subdivision. Each one is numbered. You build the house with that. It was so rotten. If you hung a picture in those studs, it wouldn't fall out. It would slide down. Okay? It was that rotten. You know what I did? I built the house. I wish I didn't, but I had to. I had no choice.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. And even when it came to COVID, when plywood was $100, we were sheathing the outside of houses with drywall. Brown, I don't know what it is. It's brown. It's not like it's.
That's an exterior.
Yeah, but
material,
it's
drywall.
God.
Yeah,
you're talking $1 million houses in Oakville, $3,600, $3,700. I mean, 3,700 square feet, giant turret roofs and bell curves, sheathing it with drywall, and then it rains for a week. Obviously, I'm not working in the rain, and then everything is wet. Everything explodes.
I'm gonna post a short of this, and people in Oakville are gonna be calling up their builders. They're like, "Hey, what did you use?"
It's fine. Maybe people can learn something out of it.
Oh yeah, my buddy.
Perfectly fine.
You should go to Oakville. Go look at the north side of Oakville. It's all exploded. There's houses everywhere. I don't know if you've ever been down Dundas, but oh boy, everywhere. There's houses everywhere, especially in Oakville, Milton, Georgetown. They're building over
That's
there.
crazy to me. I would expect that Oakville, because it's a wealthy area, would have higher end.
Depends on what side of Oakville you're on. There's the north side of Oakville.
Well, by the lake.
Then there's the other side of the QEW Oakville. That's the
fair
hockey
enough.
players
Fair
and the
enough.
mansions,
Yeah.
and that's where Madamy buddy built his house, castle with helicopters and all kinds of shit. But that lakeshore is gorgeous. It's gorgeous over there. Castles. But then the north side of Oakville is a little different.
Yes,
it's
it is.
older.
Yeah.
It's older.
I'm thinking of the south of the highway.
Yeah. Even Burlington, same thing.
Yeah.
South, that lakeside of Burlington.
Love
over by
working Burlington.
IKEA, North Shore, over there. That's nice spot. Yeah, I do a lot of work that way. I'd rather go that way. Like, I just came from Hamilton to come here. Oh, man. I hate driving east. It's so shit. I'd rather go west any day of the week. Doesn't matter, London.
Over
Toronto.
east?
Oh, yeah.
Like
Well, especially
towards-
coming from Mississauga. To drive through Toronto is just a night. Like, if I
Yeah,
gotta
it's a
work,
nightmare.
gotta work in Oshawa or something, it's just an. I would.
Well, it's funny. If you think about it, we're talking about Oakville and Burlington as like wealthy by the lake, but if you're driving east, it's the opposite. It's like becomes less and less wealthy the more east you
Nuclear
go.
waste over there. You got the plants over there. The water's a little funky over there.
Yeah.
It's funny. I remember I was young. I got this job to build with a roofer in the middle of the winter, and I remember I was still like, I was like 18 or 19, something like that, and he would pick us up at like 5:30 in the morning to get to Hamilton by 7 to get to a job site by 7 to start. And I remember it was like a horror story. Driving on the QEW, watching it was still dark, right, in the winter, and you watch all this fire coming out from
Elko.
from the
Steel plants.
from the steel plant.
Pasco, Stelco.
Like what do you call this?
A torch, like a volcano.
No, not like a volcano. This movie with Lord of the Rings, like this.
Like Mordor.
Yeah, like Mordor.
Entering.
Entering to Mordor. Oh my God, it was
Buddy.
crazy.
Now go into the city now. It's like you're in Mordor already. Zombies everywhere. Everything.
Orcs everywhere.
My brother lives down. My oldest brother lives downtown Hamilton. We actually bought. Well, that's what we were doing. We were buying old houses. He was buying them. I was renovating them and then selling, flipping. But right now, with the way the market is, it's kind of whack. Yeah, my grandparents are in Stony Creek. I've been in Hamilton. I grew up around there, that area. I know it well. But the houses, a lot of work over there. But they're in bad shape. You
Not a lot of people to buy those.
Yeah, you got to know what you're doing with those houses. Those are ones, I find a lot of them on the market that are half renoed, half gutted, a little over their head, didn't know what they were doing. You're talking lath and plaster, knob and tube, cast iron plumbing.
Yeah.
Old. You're talking old.
So I'll tell you what, I've done quite a few permits up there. I don't really do any work up there, but I've done quite a few permits for different kind of fellas.
There's a couple there's big real estate guys up
No,
there.
not big real estate, like regular, homeowners who bought the houses, whatever, to flip or to do a triplexes. A lot are doing triplexes because Hamilton allowed triplexes before it was allowed even here in the city. But anyways, the amount of shady work that is going on there. I would come to inspect the houses. Like, again, for me, if everything is done by code and it's done right, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
But the amount of crap that is done around that.
Well, man, you got
I'm like, somebody's actually going to live in here.
Every once in a while, you'll need to knock everything out. Like especially these houses. My brother's house was built 1890.
Yeah.
That thing's like
1890.
yeah,
Yeah,
double
downtown
brick, downtown Hamilton, old buddy, like 3-story Victorian, big, huge rubble foundation.
They look so cool outside.
Oh, they look gorgeous.
3-story without the basement.
Now, the
Just
3-story
above-
without the
Yeah, yeah.
basement,
Above grade.
And the loft is got
Yeah.
all weirded roof. And
Was it like
Plumbers.
in the front of the house? What is it called? The terrace, not
A porch?
Like it's a porch, but the old style. You know?
Yeah.
well, those new homes don't have porches. We don't build porches anymore like they used to. Those
No,
old
we don't
Victorian
have like
porches,
that. Yeah,
every
yeah.
house had a big porch, maybe a wraparound.
Beautiful, yeah, beautiful.
Gorgeous. I love porches.
Yeah.
If I ever build a place, it's gonna have a porch around the whole damn thing.
Yeah, beautiful.
Somewhere I can watch a storm and still stay outside, and you know what I mean.
I actually did one of those.
They're cool,
I
man.
designed one of those for an agricultural land up north,
Yeah. No, those walk around.
where you have a porch all around. It's a 2-story house, but then you got a porch with a roof all around the house.
Yeah. So that city, there's a lot of work. And it's old though.
They have nice houses up the hill.
On the
right?
mountain.
Yeah.
The problem with the mountain is there's only one way up the mountain, and it's through the link, the Alexander Parkway.
I said on two sides. There's
a
one
two-lane-
that's like twisty, and on the other side also.
Yeah, the 403 takes you up the mountain.
Yeah.
eventually. The other way, you can go from the other side of Hamilton, like
Yeah.
from the Red Hill. You can
Yeah.
go like all the way around it. But if there's an accident
Oh yes, you're
on
stuck.
the link,
yeah,
you
yeah.
cannot.
You're
There
stuck,
is
yeah.
no other way. My
Yeah.
brother used to live in Ancaster, on the top of the hill, and now he lives in Hamilton. Well, he works in Burlington, so it's not a bad commute for him. But he says, man, if there's one accident there, you're stuck. You can't go
done.
anywhere.
But the view is
There's
so
no-
nice.
No exit. You're stuck.
The view is amazing.
Yeah. Oh,
When you're up there?
Oh, up there in the
Yeah, so
escarpment
it's
is
beautiful.
You don't even know how many times I just stopped there to take pictures.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it's
You
beautiful.
want to know something crazy about that escarpment? If you're standing at the top of that mountain, looking towards Toronto, you see the hill at Casa Loma.
Yeah.
Up
You can see it.
that used to be an ancient lake, a long time, Lake Iroquois. That's
By
why.
the below Casaloma.
So if you go up the stairs at Casa Loma and you look over the city,
Yeah.
you look all the way into Hamilton and you look at that
Oh, I
escarpment
see, I
ridge.
see, I see.
That used to be the
Wow,
old
that's cool.
shoreline. That's why
Makes sense.
Toronto, Milton, those areas have awesome farming land.
Yeah,
And
makes
it's a
sense.
shame that we've built massive subdivisions, municipalities that sprawl throughout that little piece of land. The only one that's left is up to 400 in the Holland Marsh. That's the only kind of still good farming area. But we built on top of it because it was all a lake bed. That soil is super nutrient.
True.
So there's a little history about that escarpment standing up there. It was an old. You're talking
Yeah, it's
millions of years ago when ice was retreating and sheets were falling and dinosaurs walked. But
Dinosaurs. Yeah.
who knows? Yeah, that's a little bit of history there. Yeah, Toronto's weird. That beach is fake. The shoreline,
course, it was all
shoreline is
built,
fake.
yeah.
It's all made of garbage.
Yeah.
It's all backfill, And then the way that the waves come off the lake, they come on kind of a 45. If they didn't replenish that sand every couple of years, there would be none. It would drag it all into the lake.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a. And then you get over to the Hamilton side of the lake, and there's a lot of sewage and the bridges, and
Yeah, that water is not.
well, it's better than it used to be.
People fish there,
Oh,
but
yeah, I mean, I fished it, but you go swimming, you might grow an extra hand.
yeah, maybe.
I actually in Toronto they have a my buddy called it a shit chute. He worked on the Ashbridges Bay treatment plant. It's a
Where is
treat.
that?
It is where the QE the gardener used to shoot down onto off the DVP. When the DVP went this way and you could come down onto the east end.
Yeah.
Leslie.
To East York.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
yes,
that,
yes.
with down
Yeah,
there. Ashbridges
Wherever we've been yesterday.
down
Yeah,
by
yeah.
the beaches.
Where they demolished the exit?
Yeah. So you used to be able to get off there. If you drive down a little bit along the beach, there's a
right.
there's a treatment center on your right hand side. It's called Ashbridges Bay.
So right before Woodbine Beach.
Oh, true. I've been there a couple of times.
Yeah, it's
Arborist trees there as well. And all
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
right by. It's right before. It's before. If you've gone to Kingston, you've gone too far. It's before Kingston Road.
Oh,
Before
I
it
see.
does that big turn. There's
Yeah,
a
yeah,
big thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's in East York.
My buddy drives. My buddy operates a TBM, the boring machine, the tunneling machine.
Oh wow.
They were on a job in Toronto. They built a chute. He called it a shit chute. They went 500 feet down and 5 kilometers under the lake to shoot. They call it treated water, but we all know that the city hasn't. the city has never kept up with their infrastructure. They have way too many people in that city. It was not designed for that many people.
Yeah. The plants are overwhelmed.
They don't know what to do with some of the wastewaters, and they don't have the space to build tanks to hold it. So they created a chute. My buddy calls it the shit chute.
Straight into the lake.
5 kilometers under the lake and shoots it out.
Wow.
Look at
The Lake Ontario? Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's wild. In Burlington, they have another treatment plant that has like floodgates. When there's too much sewage, they open it and they shoot it into the lake.
No way.
Listen, if you can't see it, is it a problem?
It's very interesting because
but also it's kind of natural.
Woodbine Beach, actually, they have like marking for how clean the beach is. There's like blue designation, which is like really clean, and Woodbine is like super clean beach. So like
maybe they might be putting stuff in. Like you said, the water there moves. It's constantly moving.
I'm
You
sure
got
they
the
calculate
You got the
stuff
St.
with it.
Lawrence. You got the river. which
Yes,
is
yes.
Pulling that lake. You got Niagara Falls on one end, and you have it wanting
That's
to.
true. Actually, if you dump it there, it's not necessarily going to shore. It might be
No,
going.
it could go.
going
Who
out.
knows? But it ruins the. I mean, and then you get up to Oshawa. You got a nuclear plant.
Yeah.
There, right? So. 20 years ago, 30 years, that water was poisonous. They're making it a little better. Everybody dumped everything in the water.
Yeah.
'Cause if you can't see it, there's a problem.
Yeah.
That's how they used to think. It's like your roof.
It's depressing.
You can't see your roof. You only know there's a problem until the water comes in on it. If you can't see it, is there a problem? Like it is sad.
It's not a problem if you don't think about it.
Exactly.
So
So the lake.
That's why a lot of people don't think our days.
The more you think, the more you know, the angrier you get. But you can't fix nothing.
You know what they say? Well, when you don't think about stuff, you become happier and happier.
that's true.
Yeah.
Ignorance is bliss.
Yeah,
It
ignorance
is.
is
The
bliss.
more you know, the
100%.
angrier you get. Then what are you gonna do about it? Can't do nothing.
Unlearn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you just-
Unlearn. Yeah.
That's why you do things you enjoy. Go fishing, build stuff. I don't know. Little
Anyways,
things.
That was a good one, eh?
Yeah.
That was good.
Oh man, where can people find you?
Find me on Instagram, Andich_carpentry. Also on Facebook, James Andich. Just kind of put all my work there too. Phone number 416-557-3947. Email james-andich@hotmail.com. Just put in Andich and you'll find me somewhere. Instagram, wherever.
You film yourself for the Instagram stuff?
Yeah, it's kind of hard. I have a big problem with starting a project and not taking a photo. I walk in, I demolish half of the bathroom, and I go, God damn it.
That's what shows. hold on. That's what shows a real professional from a freaking idiot that's trying to get clients. Same here. When I'm doing a project, sometimes I would do stuff myself. I did it in my own house, a couple of things right now and everything.
Yeah.
I didn't call you because I need to finish it.
Yeah.
I need to get
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sense.
You're
Of
not
course.
like standing there. This is exposed framing of the house. Soon you just need.
I have no time for
you
that.
gotta.
It's annoying. You have to plan the shots, set them up, stop.
Like every once in a
move
while,
like-
I'll be doing some work, and I'm like, I should probably take a video of this. You know?
Yeah.
Like if I'm
You don't think about it.
I'm
You just gotta
it-
finish your
I'm
job.
doing a deck and I'm run everything long and I pull up my track saw and cut everything at once. I'm like, maybe.
No, I mean, of course. Yes. Yesterday we went when I filmed you. Imagine you like every 5 minutes, like, hold on, I need to set up my phone and.
Oh, you know how many times
very
But they
annoying,
do that.
I've set my phone up, done something, come back, and it was looking 45. What was? I'm not doing this shit anymore. I'm just gonna put the door. I don't even care anymore.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's hard to create content.
It's crazy. I'm watching Perkins Brothers.
Oh yeah.
You probably watch it too.
Yeah, they're good.
Love those guys. They're amazing. They're great.
Lost his fingers, man.
Is it the twins?
Jamie.
Yeah. The
twins?
the
No,
brothers.
they're not twins.
They're just brothers. One
They're
of them
just brothers. Yeah.
got his fingers chopped.
By the way, that's why I started watching them, because I could relate to Jamie, because I got mine back on.
Oh, no, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Middle one, eh?
2.
Oh,
I got them back on. Anyways,
Skill saw? Table saw.
table saw.
It's always
Table saw.
It's always table saw.
Cutting a quarter round.
Like to length? Were you coping it? Were you
Oh,
trying-
sorry, not table saw. Miter saw. Did I say table saw?
They
Miter saw.
didn't
Miter
have
saw.
the super stop thing, now
Not
they
back
have
then,
the.
buddy. Not back then.
Saw stop? That thing's cool.
Not back then.
Wow, eh?
So yeah. So anyways, I could relate to Jamie when I saw them online.
Yeah.
I'm like, I started watching them after, not before.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I need to watch. But anyways, those guys, they're awesome. But they got cameras on them and they talk all day long. I'm like, when do you have the time to work? When?
Yeah. What
Like
things
this?
things would take so long. That's why those HGTV shows. I know a couple contractors that have done some of the work. He's like, dude, it is so stupid. He's like, I gotta like I gotta frame something, and then these guys take 25 minutes to get up for a shot for me to go up and take a shot with my gun, and it's like
There's a crew of like
I used to work with these companies with what do you call their Property Brothers.
there's the Brian
and,
and all those guys.
Yeah, and then the decking guy, the one with the spikes. What's his name?
God, I can't. I know who you're talking about, though. I know those guys.
So I used to work with him, and I used to work with
the guy with the spikes was
the one that I don't want to say his name.
Holmes,
Yeah.
Mike.
Sherlock.
So through other, a lot of them, but it's like it's almost impossible. It's almost impossible.
Yeah, there's a crew of like 10, 20 people behind the scenes, you know. I mean, they all have to do stuff, and everybody else has to wait, essentially.
Sometimes you got to make a mess, and you got to do something sketchy. And these people, they don't want to be around.
Oh, apparently Holmes did quite a lot of sketchy. And by the way, this AGM company,
they're done.
I used to do permits for them.
Because it's
So listen to this. This AGM permit, before
away.
Holmes, before he was involved with them, by the
in
way.
Moldova or something
What?
now. I don't even
Sorry?
know where he went. He went somewhere.
Oh, he's in
went back to
Romania. He
Europe.
lives in
Or
Romania.
I thought
Yeah,
it was Moldova.
Yeah, so I think Romania. But anyways, doesn't matter.
They both speak the same language.
So listen to this. I started when they just started. I actually did some permits for them before I was involved fully in construction and everything. So, and I will never forget. I did like 2 or 3 jobs for them, and they wanted some whatever a change, and they wanted a revision of the permit. I did the revision. I charged them extra for the revision. The guy argues with me, and I'm like, listen. Don't expect me to work for free, whatever. He's like, okay, come pick your money, but this is the last job. I'm like,
right.
I don't want to work with you anyways. I get to their office. You should see that. 2 Russian-speaking ladies.
Давай.
2 Russian-speaking ladies turn to the safe, get cash money out, give me cash, and they write it in
A piece of paper.
on a piece of paper.
Receipt.
I'm like, where the hell did I get myself into? They did call me later. I never worked with them since because I'm like, if you had a problem with $1,000, what's going to happen when we're going to do more work and it's going to be more than $1,000? But yeah, then a couple of years later, like 3 years later or whatever, I see him with Mr. Holmes.
Oh, and he's.
I'm like, really?
How much coin do you think he gave him?
Tons,
of course. It's gotta be.
Yeah,
but it's funny to see him gone. Same with Reno Rocket and all those other weird renovation companies. Like
I'm always amazed they have so many shows on HGTV. Like, how many people do watch HGTV? Like,
a ton. And you know what they think?
A lot.
And they think
apparently.
and they think a basement takes 35 minutes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
In the goddamn show.
Of course, yeah.
No, it's sometimes
working.
it's the expectations on
The
that.
site that we've been on yesterday, I'm working on it. That's a future TV show. They will show it for 35 minutes,
course,
but that's
yeah.
like 6 months worth of work.
Yeah, I tried to get my brother in the house I did in Hamilton on a TV show. It's called like Top of the Block or something like that, where the nicest looking house on the block, which my brother's got in downtown Hamilton, in that old Victorian era. It's like one of the old Renoed ones. So, I mean, it's a cool idea, but some of those shows, they're unrealistic. It's
of course.
It's not making
It's
money.
entertainment.
It's not making money.
It's entertainment.
It's losing money.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't make any sense to do. It is entertainment. But back to what I was saying, those Perkins brothers, and there's the Stud Pack guy.
Yeah, those guys.
And there's this Canadian dude. What's his name? He got like 4 or 5 million views. What's his name?
Is he a framer?
He works with his son also. No, he's just doing his own. He's fixing his own houses and.
Oh, you talking Jeff?
Jeff.
Yeah.
Jeff.
Renovision.
Renovision. Yes, I love that guy. Love that guy. He's doing a great job.
There's great guys out there.
Yeah,
You'll learn a
but
lot.
at least him kind of is more realistic. He
shows like options, homeowner option, contractor option.
and he pushes a video once every like I think 3 weeks, something like that.
Yeah.
Those so Perkins Brothers and Stud Pack and all those, they push it. And or what do you call RR renovations?
Hey, our
buildings.
post and beam guy.
They put a video out every week. How can you have a work done? To me, it's almost I'm thinking that there are more people working in the background and we're not seeing those. Because how can you push a video every week with the amount of time it takes to set up all the cameras, whatever, and all that, and eventually you do work?
Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, I have way too many projects where I just halfway
can.
done, and I'm like, man.
You come to the project,
Not one
halfway
photo.
through the day, you're like, oh, crap, I should have put a camera on.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't document it.
And
Next
now-
project.
And now I can hardly post the job because what I'm going to show you, I'll finish a renovated bathroom. What did
Exactly.
it look like before? I don't know. I never had a picture. I forgot to
I know
take
exactly
one.
what you mean.
So it's like, yeah, whatever. Who cares? And you go through your phone, like, oh, I forgot I did that job.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I forgot I did that one.
But it's funny. It makes you realize that those guys on YouTube, it seems like,
Depends.
oh,
I mean,
it's so
some of
it's
them-
so easy to do what they do, but then you realize, oh, it's a massive pain in the ass what they're doing.
Yeah,
It's
I
a
saw-
lot,
I
yeah.
always
Yeah.
see on Instagram, it's like little reels. It's like once the trade person realizes he has to be the content creator too, or something. You see
Yeah.
guys just like,
Yeah, yeah.
like, yeah, you just want to work. I just want to work.
Impossible.
It's a second job.
Every once in a while, if I got a buddy with me or something, my one buddy that he's joining the army, so he just kind of works with me whenever he's got some time or he needs some work. All the time he'd be like, man, I got some good photos of you today. I'm like, dude, I don't pay you to take photos of me. Like, go pick up that 2x4. Thank you. They'll send it to me. I got to use that one. But like, because he's like, I want to show my dad. I want to show like other people what I'm doing. So he's constantly taking photos. So I'm always like, buddy, you take any? Please tell me you took some.
You see, the problem is when you get to 1 million or like 2 million,
No, you need to keep the algorithm
Subscribers
going.
and all that?
You got to keep it going. Or you're
not
gonna
even
lose it.
that. It's just your main income becomes
That.
Yeah,
YouTube.
of course, of
Yeah.
course.
And not what you do. And now people are sitting there, the customer's like, I don't want to be a freak, but when are you actually going to work?
Yeah, stop filming shit. Put
Yeah.
up the cabinet.
Yeah, you know what? You're wasting my time. When are you actually gonna start working?
Yeah, true enough. That's how it goes. I don't know. So maybe some of it's real, maybe some of it's not. Like
Well,
I
Uh,
almost feel that there are more people.
when we get-
not Perkins, because they're taking it all easy, like.
but they got a lot
have-
of guys too. I always notice they got like 5-6 guys. They got a big
course,
crew of
yeah.
guys.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you can
Yeah.
delegate a little bit.
But
Maybe
then
have a little bit more time.
our buildings, I'm sure there are people working in the background.
It's movie
swear it's
magic.
just him and
Movie
his
magic.
buddy.
Like,
Huh?
I swear it's just him and his one
think?
guy. Well, I don't know. That's how they always work. I mean, me and my buddy, we framed houses. Me and my Russian buddy, we framed houses by ourselves for 5 years. Just me and him. All you need is
No, I get it, but if you are
making
shooting
content
videos
too,
and making,
yeah,
but also I think they got a camera person.
that would
They choose
probably
them.
help.
They got a
That
camera
would
person
Probably
as well.
help too. But who knows? I don't
You're
have-
not thinking to start some kind of show or something? No?
I'll buy a house first, and then maybe I'll make a show renovating it or something. But that's pretty much my goal. Buy
Not a show, but I mean
like
some
clips.
kind of videos to put
Yeah, I
online
don't know.
and
Give
stuff.
people tricks and tips, or I don't know. I'll find something maybe. But for now, I gotta just work.
have you guys seen videos of? There are some guys who basically they go like deep in the woods and they build the log home all alone, film themselves,
Yeah, yeah.
everything.
What do you
I'm
call
like,
those? Yeah.
Off grid, whatever.
Yeah, like
that's crazy.
I want to build a cottage, but I don't want to build it. I don't want to film myself building it.
you don't want to film yourself building it?
No, I just build it. No, I mean, maybe it's just
It-
it's
it-
gonna take
it-
time. Like
It
how long
doubles
am I
the amount of time you're
gonna-
going to
Oh,
be
for
spending.
sure, right? And you gotta, like I said, when you're framing a house, unless you're like on your chest, maybe you're gonna put it like.
That's the
bush,
simplest.
you're
That's
not
the
even gonna
simplest
see
way.
what
yeah.
I'm doing. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
No, if you put a GoPro here, that's the simplest way of
Yeah, yeah.
getting.
No, but
That's-
it's difficult. It's not.
but then again, I don't know. Sometimes
It's just
the language gets a little wild on a job site, and people do some weird stuff. And people
Yeah, I was
fucking
gonna, I was
know
gonna
each
say
other.
like filming half the job, then you're gonna have to edit it.
You gotta,
So,
you gotta be very chills. Like the Perkins brothers, they don't care. Like our buildings, you see that this guy can get hot-headed sometimes.
yeah.
You see that behind the camera, it could be like
cheese.
difficult. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Perkins brother, they just everything is chills with them. They live in a boonies country.
Oh,
No, they
yeah,
just don't care.
It's also when you're doing a lot of customs like that, you can take time. You can spend time.
Yeah.
Doing stuff.
It's a custom
I
home.
know a
That's true.
couple builders that build 1-2 houses a year, maybe two,
Yeah.
maybe one, and they can actually just focus on that. You know what I mean? And they have enough money, or they put enough profit, or enough over, or whatever it was to just do one a year. Especially up like in cottage country, which is actually where I'd like to go. That way, because I don't know, those people want things built here. If I go to Home Depot, there's 1,000 of me. Guys that do the same thing I do, right? I'm just a small guy in a huge market here. And people are pretty cheap here in the city. The more you go out of here, there's a big demand for it because there's not a lot of guys
People
up
appreciate
there.
trades.
People appreciate it, and they know how hard it is to get skilled work to be in Muskoka
But
or
see,
Huntsville
I think it's
or in
not-
the middle of a lake somewhere building a cottage or...
I think it's not because of the city. It's just the culture of the city is changing.
Yeah.
It's changing. Like people, unfortunately, don't respect this kind of trades and blue collar work anymore. And
Everybody needs a deal.
But
Everybody wants a deal.
The big factor is probably that the people who are there, Muskokas, they have money. Like,
Oh yeah, well
so they're not as.
it's not about that. It's just everybody comes here and becomes a kitchen guy.
Yeah.
Everybody
Oh,
comes here,
true,
becomes a carpenter. They saw him using the saw. They're like, I can buy that saw. I can do that. They don't know all those tricks that half of what he said, I didn't know. You know what I mean? And I would want to say that I know what I'm doing. So you take a guy that thinks that, he has a saw, I can buy the same saw, and they would do the same job. He would use the finish nailer to make it look nice. They would use 15 gauge or regular. They don't care because it's going to be painted after that. And
they just don't know. It's either you don't know or you don't care.
Yeah,
or it's a mixture, or it's a mixture of both.
Yeah.
Right? And that's what I...
Yeah, it is for sure a mixture of both.
That's always fun. That's what I find, man.
listen, it was a great one. I think we should put an end to it.
Let's go.
Although I can talk to you for hours.
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
so easy to talk to.
I could keep going too, man. I could take a piss, though.
Yeah, man. Well, thank you very much for being here.
Yeah, man, of course. Nice seeing you, man.
Awesome.
Wow.
We're definitely going to get you back
Yeah, man, for sure.
because it was fun.
Let me know.
Archie, thanks very much.
All right, boys.
All righty. Well, thank you very much for watching this podcast. Until next time, back to work.